and click the button. That's why.
Thank you.
There we go.
All right,
Good
thank you
job.
so much.
So during this night raid, I need to make a couple of adjustments. So first of which, your divine blessing has approved to a +2 thanks to the Lady of the White Well. These guys have a commander from their because you told Velanestra to stay behind, so they're gonna pull a commander from their ranks. Since the Dryads are not a great war people, they're gonna call forth a pretty standard commander. But they're pretty experienced at this point. Just going through to make sure all their stats are up to snuff. Yep, they have a very high morale. They're very excited. They're very well supplied. Um, Incredible. So why don't we start with the Dryads then? I think that would make the most sense. Now, these guys are about to be attacked. They would have been fortified from the river, but not from the rear. So in this moment, these guys are going to be considered outnumbered as they have 3 armies fighting them. So they're going to have a -2 penalty. They are going to they were at 6. Yeah, they're at 4 now. And they are also going to be surprised by this night raid, as these are pretty sneaky guys. Okay, so who would like to roll for the Dryad and Sylph army as they attack?
Yeah, I will.
All right. And this is for the bad guy army. All right, let me get your bonus ready. I will tell you now, you do have magic at your disposal. So, let me get you your stats first. Okay, bad guy army. God. Oh, this is going to go really well for them. They have a +4 bonus.
Hey, Ryan.
Okay, yeah.
How far are the rock formations from the... Well, how far
Pretty
and how
far.
high are the rock formations?
Pretty far, miles away.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is a very eagle eye map right now, so it's pretty far away. Like the Dryads were like sitting at the mountainside. Now you guys are like attack, and they're like okay, and then they probably spend like 2 hours walking across the land to actually like get to the place. So they got 3, 4. That's 9. That is, oh shit, my brain turned off. Oh, that's 11. Damn, you got a really big bonus there, Dryads. All right, so Horlick, would you like to use your magic and battle bonus to remove one of their modifiers or save the dice roll for either the battle or morale roll?
I'm gonna save it.
All right, save away. All right, want me to roll first or you first?
Yeah, go on, you go.
Okay, they rolled a modified 20, which is very good considering they have a +4 bonus. Horlick, go ahead. Roll me with a +11.
15 plus 11.
15 plus 11. Okay, that's very good. So that's going to be 26 to their modified 20. Okay. They're all floating around camp. Their commander's a little nervous. He's received word that their forces are being decimated. Everyone's gone to sleep. Very very Trojan horse style. Everyone's gone to sleep. There's no need to worry. They're way out in the boonies. Why would they ever receive an attack from anyone out here? They go to sleep, and appearing from the small bouts of trees here and there, the Dryads invade the camp and begin their assault immediately with thorn clubs and such. They go to attack. Incredible. That is definitely a win. Well done. I'm going to save the morale. Oh, you know what? Give me that D4. Or give me that D4 now. Because if you pump that up to a 30.
3.
3. Oh, so close. That's still very good. It's going to be you're 1 point off from just them completely retreating to the field of panic. So that is going to be a 9. That's going to be very hard for them to beat when the morale roll comes around. So immediate panic, immediate scramble. I would like you to roll me a D10 for Dryad casualties, and I'm going to roll a D20 for the bad guy casualties. Oof, they took a hot 20% to their casualties. Not good. But yes, roll me a D10, Horla.
2.
2. That's really good. Only 2% casualties. Okay. All right, next. What do we think? Are the Sprite Knights of Titania going in, or are the Pseudo Dragons going in? What do we think? Who's going in next?
Pseudo dragons.
All right, Pseudo Dragons coming in an aerial assault, puffing around their confusing illusory magics and such. Who would like to roll for the Pseudo Dragons and the Fairy Dragons?
I'll do it.
Vivian will do it. Okay, so bad guys are going to lose a point because they are now decayed. As an Iron Fey, they only have a +3 bonus. Pseudo Dragons have a hot 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A +5 bonus, so it's a +3 to a +5. Okay, you want me to roll first, or would you like to roll first?
I'll roll first. Do we have magic?
You do have magic. I was just about to ask. Do you want to eliminate one of their bonuses, or do you want to save it for the attack or morale phase? Battle phase.
I'll save it for the attack, right? Because I can use it to add to my attack, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right, you rolling first?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Go for it. You have a +4 bonus. Sorry, 5 bonus.
Okay, so that is it's not great. So 13 plus 5 is an 18, and then I can roll a d4.
Yep.
All right, that's 2, so a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, very good. All right, bad guy roll coming in hot. They roll a hot 7 with a +3, makes it a 10. So that is going to just destroy their morale phase. They are actually going to, because this was a victory of a margin of 10, they're going to have a devastating loss, which is a D100 loss to their troops rather than a D1. But Vivian, if you'd be so kind, roll me a D10 to see how many the Pseudo Dragons lost. They lost 70% of their troops in this assault.
7. 5,
7. All right, they lost 7 to their soldiers. These guys are heavily injured now. I'm going to reduce their bonus even further for decay because they are hurt. Their morale has been crushed. I should see how they're doing for that now. No, they're at a 1. With that, I think the Sprite Knights are going to come in and clean up the army because these guys have 10% of their troops left, and they are running in a panic. This is not a fight anymore. This is a stragglers desperately trying to get away. Who would like to use Titania's army to clean up this mess?
Again.
Trixie, all right. Okay, so they have a -1 to their decay because they're injured. None of you don't need to worry about any of that because they're less like that. So they've got a hot +1 bonus over there now, as you guys have been decimating them. And as for the Titania army, as they're pretty fresh, they got 1. Titania gives them a 3 commander bonus. They're fairly experienced. Their morale is high. They're decently supplied. And they will have the +2 bonus. They have a +9. Go ahead and roll me a d20 +9. Would you like to use your magic now to delete one of their bonuses, or would you like to use it for the battle phase?
I'll use it on the attack.
All right, go for it. Or I can roll first.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, shit, everybody. Every fucking time. 15 plus 3, so 18.
That's great. 15 plus 3. Oh, 15 plus 3 is 18. Okay, yeah, you devastate their 11 for sure. So they got an 11. What was your total again? One more time, sorry.
18.
Not including your misc bonus. 18. Oh, why are you at 9? So 18 plus. Okay, yeah, you end up devastated. I'm gonna roll a D100 for their devastating burn, for devastating defeat. Go ahead and roll me a D10 to see how many hits the sprites take.
3.
3. Thank you very much. Okay. They're asleep in their tents. Imagine it. Pitch black, except for the white fluorescent lights that they have lighting up their camp and the general surrounding area. Appearing from the woodlands, the small trees they have here and there, not knowing much about their adversaries. Dryads come stalking into the village, these women made of wood and wrath. Come forth with their shillelaghs held high above their heads, start whacking the shit out of them. Before they even know what's happening, terror runs through the ranks. They begin to make formations, begin to get guns, putting their backs to the river, but lo and behold, here come the fairy and pseudo-dragons. Who would have thought an army of dragons that are none of them more than a foot tall, but a swarm of them come flying in with little poison scorpion tails and fun, powdery breath that confuses their ranks and sends them flying right back into the dryads for another devastating slash. The last troopers, the last 10%, go running out into the wilds, into the forest, into the woods, and out come, again, no taller than like a foot, little sprites on wings that are armored with small swords and chainmails and helms, but have the grit to fight and devastate and take out the last of their troops. This army is no more. Whatever they were doing out here doesn't matter any longer, because that army is destroyed. Victory is had. Morfenzi is saved, and the armies of the Feywild can claim this place as their own, celebrating under Titania's great leadership. Well done, guys. Well done. Another slaughter for your belt. Incredible. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Presumably before you come to confront the final Commander Daretos battle at Lakar.
Well, I think.
Okay. Are we gonna sleep before we do that?
What was that?
Are we sleeping before we? Okay. I'm just cool.
I believe you guys had planned it that Trixie has one last little get to where you need to get spell before the day comes out. So if you guys wanted to teleport somewhere and have a secure long rest somewhere, go for it. Where would you like to teleport to?
Needs to be somewhere we've been before, because I can't scry again, I don't think.
I mean, do we want to go to Selenice? Do we want to go to Prismere? Like, how far afield do we want to go to rest?
Well, why don't we just go and rest back up in the camp that we took at the first, right at the top?
Stangengrad, the original supply camp. So you can definitely go over there if you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that should work.
Stangengrad. Fantastic. You return. Velonestra is there waiting for you all. She would say, "Welcome, returned. Victories, left and right. These Summerlands are almost back under our command. There is only yet left to defeat the troops at Lakar, and we will have won the day. We will have won our lands back."
Okay, so question, Ryan.
Yeah.
To move where our troops are, and I know we've got some troops hanging around at different places.
Yeah,
So
you go review.
We mobilise them to move in like a flanking position as well along that road from where we're coming from. How long would that take if we say the furthest ones like the Pixies and what have you that we've just used? How long would that take them together?
Well, it depends on the army you're sending. If you want to send the Pixies that are way out over here, the good news is that the Fairy Dragons and the Sprite Knights can fly, as straight as the bird flies, obviously. They're a little faster. So they can start moving a little quicker. And keep in mind, sieges sometimes take a long time. If you guys wanted to send some troops, just like start sending people all in that direction, you absolutely could. It would take a couple days for all of your armies to come assemble at that one place, though.
I think that still might be worth it.
I think that that's a show of. I think this is the time for a show of force. If we are still for if we are personally more or less still, but we get our forces in one place while keeping what we've maintained protected.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
we've
you
got
could tell
the-
your troops. Yeah, go ahead.
So we've got the dryads that can bounce about and everything else to see if any of the other places something springs up.
Yeah.
So that we can always move as a group to that point while the troops are moving.
Absolutely. You could tell your troops to all mobilize at Willow Watch over here, which is a now abandoned sort of watchtower fort along the road. The Dryads would tell you that Commander Deritos has had all the rest of the troops in the area sort of mobilized at his city to sort of hold the city. So if you wanted, you could tell all your troops to start moving towards Willow Watch and sort of secure that front, and then you could all march together. If you wanted. That's just a thought.
Ryan, I have some questions. So
Yeah.
first of which being, how many troops do we currently have? Like, do we have a number for that, or just kind of?
It's well, basically the numbers of each army is tracked in like a percentile of decay. So let me give you an example. Who's 5? Okay, these guys are 5. So the summer army here has lost 14% of their troops, which means that they still hold the remaining larger number, whatever that is, 100 minus 14. 86. So still has 86% of their army going. And that's generally how it's tracked. So if you want to pretend that there's 100 troops in each army, and then you've lost 14, you can do it that way, but it's meant to be a percentile of their like uniform strength.
Okay.
So that's what their numbers are tracked by. But there's other things to consider, such as supply lines, the quality of their commanders, where their morale is at. All of these things will contribute to their skill in battle.
And if I were to request that we keep 50% of our forces at wherever they are stationed, and the other 50% of those forces from each unit to go on this assault, you would just take the 50 and then make a new one that's also 50, right?
Yeah, so in this example, the summer army, well, let's say they had, just to like make it a nice round number, let's say they had 50% of their troops left, right? If you wanted to form 2 separate armies, 25 and 25, you can, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
because that's
it'll
kind
affect
of my...
their capability, of course,
Mhm.
based on how many numbers they got. But yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah. So that was what I was going to propose, just so that we have a sizable number at each of our locations that we've already captured, especially if they're the only unit there, or if they're not, rather. Yeah. But I knew it's what you meant, baby. But yeah, like, if we send 50% of all of our forces that are around the map to this last stronghold, then I'm curious how effective that would be, and to how many troops we would actually have.
Well, you have many armies at your disposal, and most of them have been resounding victors. So I will say that you guys have left the fort. There was an army already established in Fort Walton, which you guys have left behind, who hasn't taken many casualties. So you've already left that. So Fort Walton's pretty damn secure, right? The farm over here, Airy, all it's got is the Iron Fey, the Trinket Lord, over there, and the farmers. That's the only thing securing that farm. And there's no other troops in the area to secure. You could start being like, all right, let's send like a quarter of the summer lab there or something, if you really wanted to, just to have like a guard because it's a farm. It's not like a great military like position. It's not like a great fortified position by any means. You have all of your cavalry armies stationed at the Zamaria Ranch. So if you wanted to take one of those armies and split it off, split a couple people to stay behind, certainly. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. And let's figure out how we want to handle this. Why don't we go from army unit to army unit? Let's just do it that way to make this nice and easy. So we've got Fort Watton over here that has an army of Summer Eladrin defending it that is almost fully like at full capacity. They've only lost 7% of their troops. So if you're happy with that, you guys are all happy with that, we'll leave it like that. You have, as I said, the village area over here, which is fortified simply by the townsfolk, the farmers, who are not a very capable by any means. And there's also the Trinket Lord there, who is... You guys don't really know what to do with him. You just kind of left him behind. He's like sitting in the farm going, oh, I want the help. So he's just kind of there. But yes, why don't we proceed? Oh, that's right. You left the Leprechaun army and Squelic there to defend Silvervoss, the sort of roadside fortified town. So that entire army is sitting there defending this place, which is it's a great fortification. The ranch over here has like these 3 armies stationed at it still. You've got the Wild Hunt, you've got the Centaur army, and the Unicorn and Pegasi. I'll remind you that the Unicorn and Pegasi are pretty capable because they're considered celestial, and thus the massive iron bonus that all the Iron Feys get do not apply to them. Well, they're stationed there.
We should definitely move those to assault the final objective.
Absolutely. Okay, so you want to begin moving them towards over there. Is there any other armies you have go with the Pegasi? The Wild Hunt, the Centaurs?
I would like to take... what is the percentage of the Centaurs?
Centaurs have only lost 15% of their troops. And the Wild Hunt, before you ask, 8.
Very well. If it would be all right with everyone, could we take 50% of the Centaurs with the... is that a unicorn or a Pegasus? It looks like a unicorn.
Yeah, Vivian's already said that the Unicorns and Pegasi should be sent just directly to the front lines because they're immune to the Iron Fey's bonuses for being iron. So they're significantly better matched in battle than any Fey.
Okay. And are the Wild Hunt, are they Fey also, or are they like an
They're
undead
Fey.
thing? Okay. My mythologies are leading together.
All good.
Okay.
I don't think it's entirely necessary to keep anybody
Right.
here. I don't see why
I
we
think
couldn't
we
bring
should send
everybody.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what we think.
The thing is, we've got them cornered into that last little bastion that they've got. There's no other way around it, as far as we know. at the moment.
I'll remind you that it's almost comical though. I'll put out there that the remaining 11% of the army that was inhabiting the ranch scattered into the wilds of the forests in a frenzied panic and fear. So if you're scared of them, but they might just be lost and stuck in the forest forever. And it's also worth pointing out that over here you had them separate from the main army. You have the Arc Fey, Kellyan Thray, the Ranger Lord, and the Prince of Twilight accompanying a Ranger army off to the right of the Great Forest. So if you want them to head towards, they would probably travel fastest through the woods and can maybe intercept that scattered and lost army if you wanted.
Yeah.
I was
I
thinking
don't want
maybe
that
on their
device.
way, they can go and see if the gnolls will help.
Yeah, head them towards the knolls. Yeah. Okay, so we will send the Rangers to deal with the knolls. It will probably take a day and a half for them to actually get there.
We could potentially send the little fire guys into that forest and kind of make them like corral towards the rangers, thinking the forest is on fire because they kind of like light up the tree they're on, but they don't spread the fire.
Good
If
shout.
that's how I understand them.
They're beings of like chaos and fire. Like they're super into forest fires. The only reason why this forest isn't burnt down is because the Ifriti, the genie, was like keeping an eye on them and making sure they were like playing nice, basically.
Okay, let's hold off on them until we attack the.
Yeah,
We'll
might be
send them
safer
in
to keep them
later.
away. Keep them away from force. And I'll put out there, they don't have a commander. You could always try and convince the Afridi to command that army and try and keep them sort of tame, if you will.
I don't want
but
to
you'll
deal
have
with
to do
him
that.
again.
You don't have to deal with him and
It's
his,
really
his crazy wife.
annoying.
Yeah, he was a little annoying.
What was he?
He's a fire genie, and he has like an enchantress wife, and the two of them bicker like crazy. And anyway, it was really funny. You missed out.
That's pretty standard.
Not to pat myself on the back, but
You missed
you know,
out.
it's a pretty funny encounter.
I know.
His name was Nazana Al Nazim, the Great Fire Free.
Okay. Well, somebody. I mean, if we can get him to command over those, what are they? Fire sprites or something?
They're fire nymphs for all intents and purposes. They're called
Okay.
Oread.
Got it. So if we can get him to control them, I mean, that just means that we have more controlled chaos, we'll say, to utilize against our enemies.
And you can always
I don't-
send someone else to deal with it. I mean, you're already sending the Rangers towards the Knolls. You could just like tell the Prince of Twilight to like hop over there and be like, hey, and find some way to trick him into it.
I very much think that that could be a good idea.
I mean, we did try to get him to come with us and help, and he was originally
said
against
no,
it.
yeah.
So we'd have to send someone convincing.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm not saying Jace would be a good guy to send to that at all.
But
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 I think Jace would actually be the worst person in all of our group to go because the wife
I
would be
know.
all over Jace.
Maybe. Is she that kind of
yes.
lady?
oh,
Yes,
yeah,
that was the
she's-
biggest problem.
biggest problem is that she wants
That
to sleep
makes
with
sense.
everybody. She's a little.
Oh.
He's like, why do you think I'm out in the woods with this woman?
That makes sense.
So he doesn't want to leave her, and then he wouldn't bring her with him. You know.
Yeah. Well, first we need to get them marriage counseling.
Maybe
And
that's
then-
what you send a marriage counselor.
Who would be the
Distract.
best marriage counselor out of all of our forces?
Of
For us.
all of the Arc Fey you have at your disposal, you got Tulix the Trinket Lord, which I would say no to. You got the Oak Lord, you got the Lord of the Harns, I say no to both of them. You got Morgan Le Fay. I mean, baby. You have Iching Thurn, who's the Alicorn Lord of Pegasi and Unicorns. That's a probable. Who else you got? You could send. What's his name? Where did he go? Prince Aligarthus, the most charming man in the Feywild.
Oh, I feel like that's a problem.
That would be the
I feel
worst.
like that would be a bad idea.
There's Corlon Thray, the Ranger Lord, who probably has about as much charisma as Jace does.
Mhm.
And then there's the Prince of Twilight, who maybe isn't like a nice guy, but he's a pretty tricksy fellow, and he looks like a child. So I don't know how sexually threatening he is.
Did we try that? I don't know.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah.
Okay. Words come down for brass. Prince of Twilight, you got to go convince this guy to leave his wife, join the army, get him indenture him. Okay.
What must I do? Instill a regime? No, you have to instill a successful marriage. Oh, that's
Ow.
worse.
That's harder. That's way harder.
If it doesn't work, then I'll take command of the little fire demons, and it'll just be mayhem, because
There you
that's
go.
what I do with fire.
You are the
Maybe
Knights of
do.
the Scorched Earth. Maybe you guys should take command of the fire nymphs who like to set fire to everything.
Yeah.
All right,
makes
so
sense.
we're sending all of them. We're sending the Wild Hunt and the Centaur army to go confront the final bastion.
I just say we pile all our armies up there, get all the commanders back into their rightful places with their
Got it.
rightful troops, and then we'll see what's left.
Yeah.
Got it. These guys will take a while to swim upriver, but they can, and eventually they'll get to here and hear that they gotta go over here. You want to leave the Green Fey army protecting Stalingrad.
Where is that supply line coming from?
You guys found some maps of Stalingrad, and essentially, basically, the lands north of this map, is essentially like no man's land, where the Iron Fey haven't turned the land into like their usual like cemented industrial place, but life, like the wilds, have like died out. So it's just like a wasteland. It's just no man's land between Iron Fey civilization and the wild and the Feywild.
So their civilization is due north of here.
Yeah. Some ways.
If you
some
can
ways,
follow
but,
direction.
yeah, but the idea is that the army off in the autumn lands and the army here in the summer lands are going to defeat the Iron Fey, and you guys are going to meet up in no man's land together, and then go into the Iron Fey and confront them together.
Okay. Very well. Then the most likely place where they would, let's say, if there is a a counterattack with a new force to come down, it would be from there.
Oh, absolutely. It's the only way in and out by road, and most of their heavy artillery requires roads to use. So that's a no-brainer. Absolutely.
Okay. In that case, we definitely need to divert some forces to hold that pass.
Okay. The Dryads can certainly get there like that. They could just be standing by, just in case. It has been some time since anything has happened. It wouldn't be crazy to expect a counterattack, exactly.
I think while we're waiting for all these armies to march, the Dryads should just be like going everywhere and keeping an eye on everything.
Bouncing about, yeah.
Because
Got it. Just like in a general scout.
General scouting across, everywhere. So that we know if something comes up.
All right.
That would be my suggestion for the Dryads.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
We can always
Right.
stay at the supply chain fort for now to make sure nothing bad happens, right?
Yeah, you guys
can
with,
stick around there.
If it's going to take a couple of days for all the forces to get there, that's 2 days
Yeah.
less supplies that they're going to have in that camp.
It's true.
Whatever their supplies, so that's 2 days wasted. And that
Isn't there
gives
another-
our armies all that chance to get up there.
Isn't there another force already at the supply fort thing with us? Who was it?
The Green Fey army is there. The Treants aren't really counting as an army because you put them on like supply line duty. So basically, they just show up from the woods and they're like, "Here's some berries," and then disappear. So they're not on the front lines here. They're spread a little too thin to be considered an army. As long as there's forest nearby, the Treants are keeping your troops very well supplied. So I would say a fine choice. All that's left then. So you guys you're leaving the farmers to their ordeal with the Kingdom Lord. You're leaving the army here to secure the way back to Fort Walton. You're taking the Oread up north, or commanding them to go up north with the rest of the army, the rest of the horde, I should say. You want the leprechauns to go there too? Leprechauns are leaving behind and leaving Silvervass behind and heading north.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Could we put the leprechauns on a little longer of a road, but I would like them to guard that bridge to the left of the fort?
Oh,
Bridge.
where by the ice giants?
Yes.
Oh, up here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So they'll make their way here. I will say the Swan Maidens did come by water, and there's also something worth mentioning. there is the giant army that did hold them at the pass. They're not connected with your army for whatever reason. Tamlin was like, Summer Sword of Coolness, and they didn't show up for whatever army, which probably means they don't pay allegiance to the Savior. They're probably independent. But yeah, hey man, if you guys wanted to do like a little sabotage mission and burn down the fucking bridges, I mean, look at that little path right there. Maybe the Ori just go.
I only want them to destroy it when they try to use it to escape.
Oh, gotcha. So you want to leave an army there for saboteur purposes to cover their flank.
Yes, hidden.
All right. So I need to do some rolls.
Yeah.
I need to do some rolls to make sure everything goes smoothly. But just so I'm getting it right, this is basically what your plan is going to be. Oh, what about these guys? We never talked about these guys. Are they hanging out here, or are they going to? Are they finding their way over there too?
They're going to.
Yeah.
I figured.
Just before they go, obviously, can the Dryads have a scout of that place and see what they're actually hiding now that it's empty?
Absolutely, they can. Yeah, and that'll be considered part of their scout. Okay. Jesus, guys. Some army.
What do they have in the means of munitions in the fort? Is it high walled? Do they have mortars on the inside? Artillery?
Like back here? Or what?
No, the last bastion of our enemy.
Oh, over here. Yeah, that's going to be all part of it. I need to make some rolls before you get that information.
Okay.
But it's coming. So I'm gonna need to do a little job here real quick. Just need to get everybody situated. Because you said you wanted to align the commanders with the correct armies, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I think we like Limmerseed in control of this army. Wildtime in control here. Eastern Thurn over here. Morgan McFay in charge there. Okay, so that only leaves 2 armies without commanders. And 1 Archfey without an army to lead. Prince Alec Arthas. Well, he's not an Archfey, but he's a commander. Yeah. So maybe we put him in charge of the Swan Maidens. And in the meantime, I need to roll to see if you get that Breedian in line with you guys. Persuasion. That will do the job. You don't know how he achieved it, but the Prince of Twilight disappeared into the woods. And maybe a day later, a rather testy Ifrit commander by the name of Nazan al-Nazim shows up looking a little sour and takes command of the Orient. There, you're all commanded up, which is great. I need to see if the Knoll army is brought to heel. I thought for sure that he wasn't going to succeed because he's a ranger. Rangers are not known for their charisma. But he rolled a natural 17. And yes, to your great surprise, the Knolls are like, all right, fuck it. And they're gonna come along. But they will be similarly, ooh, you know what? So as the armies are finishing their assembly and the Rangers show up a little bit late, they will show up with another Knoll army. And that Knoll army is going to be led by none other than Nazim's wife.
Yes. Because she was on about sending us to the Knolls last week. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Prince of Twilight's just like feeling pretty good about himself. Okay. I'm going to need to roll for the Dryad Scout. Your army is going to be positioned right beside a forest. So you guys are going to be pretty well reinforced. Or supplied, excuse me. And the last thing I got to check is how the scout went. Scout went pretty good. I will say, sure enough, some armies showed up during all of this transportation time. I need to do a little adjusting, but yes, some armies absolutely showed up to try and bolster what's left and retake the supply line chain. I'm going to make some adjustments. So my question to you folks is this. Your army turns around, has these two soldiers, two armies to confront. We're getting a lot of word about
We're
what's
there as
going
well,
on.
aren't we? We're at the camp.
That is absolutely right. You guys are at the camp. It's also worth noting that the Green Fey army will be commanded by Velanestra. And you guys are there. Okay, so the army is marching. The Dryads show up. And they go, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. My question to you is, how would the Knights of the Scorched Earth like to confront this threat? Do you want to wait for them to arrive at Stalingrad with your Green Fey army? Do you want to go approach them on the road? You find out that they're coming. They lose the element of surprise because your Dryads roll really well. What would you like to do?
Head them off at the pass, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking
assume this-
ambush.
Would have been after a long rest, at least.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone go ahead and hit that long rest button. These guys would have shown up for a little bit.
We are still level 19, correct?
Yes.
we are.
Maybe once we've done this, we might level up.
Maybe.
No, I mean before we fight.
Oh, we need this session. Stall.
Like I could hit them with the Storm of Vengeance before they hit us, and then go after, like, do that same thing while they're on the road. They got nowhere to hide on the road.
That worked out really good the last time.
Yeah.
Say we
Okay.
destroyed the bridge when they were crossing. How long would it take and how much would it hamper us?
Well, you guys have the benefit of knowledge. So they think that they're the ones who are going to get the surprise on you guys, right? They think that they're approaching this stealthily. But the Dryads inform you. So if you want to do like a counter ambush, you could. I will put out there, despite how everything looks, the entire army of like probably a couple hundred dudes are not all going to be standing on the same bridge at the same time. But you can certainly use it to take out a chunk and maybe even cut them off from being able to pass the river.
Mm-hmm. Do they have any vehicles with them, or it's just marching formations?
They do. They have quite a large number of supply vehicles. So
Okay.
this is very much like a, not only like a military, like retake the land army, but this is also a resupply army as well.
Got it. And I'm picturing, if it's anything like how it would be done, they probably ride in the trucks, and then once they get into, hostile land, they'll probably have a group of guys walking in front of the trucks, trying to make sure the way is clear. They don't have to worry about landmines, but like as they're walking
Well,
real
Staff
slow.
Sergeant Fours, keep in mind the meta of what Jace would know about modern day military, and what you most certainly seem to know about modern day military tactics as well.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm wargaming right now.
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. My
If
idea.
you guys want to pull a cool tactic, let's hear it.
Yeah. I was just thinking if we could at least. Well, we could use the supply trucks, I guess. I don't know.
You also have a mech, Jay Silverlong.
I know.
Not to forget.
I'm debating whether or not I want to let any of them know that I have it.
Can't report back if they're all dead.
To be fair, without the mech, we did take over their camp very quickly. And I think if you want to keep the mech as a surprise for the big fight, but I think we surprise them as close to the bridge as we can to slow them down a little bit. At least.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
But yeah. I think same start. Trixie does a weather shit and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, so the tactic is you want to unleash the storm of vengeance and then just kind of have a full out assault.
Right afterwards, yeah.
Make it rain.
Make it rain. Make it rain, brother. All right.
It's a storm of soft vengeance if it's only rain.
Ugh.
Yeah, so well, that is a point. It worked on the last guys, but I don't know. Maybe unleashing a torrential world-ending storm might kill the element of surprise. Put that out there. The word last time is they didn't expect that to happen. Same trick happening twice. It
But we
could
killed
work.
everybody last time. How would they know about it?
Exactly. That
Radio communication.
No, it's a very good point. It's a bit of a juggle because you guys came in, devastated them, took down their troops. All I'm saying is just remember that somewhere down the line, maybe they'll start to learn about this tactic that you guys are using.
Wait, did we
We
not
could
have?
hold off and use the storm the next time we attack the main thing.
Yeah,
Let
no,
them
I'm not saying it won't work this time. I'm just saying that maybe some of I don't know the dryads or whatever. They're like, boy, I sure hope they don't realize we're doing it every single time. Just that'd be really awkward if they.
Hey, I'll
they
go
caught
down
on
there
to
and let them know we're gonna do it. It's not gonna save them.
that. And that's a fair point. Maybe you don't give a fuck. Maybe it's a good tactic. Okay, so we're gonna storm a vengeance them before the attack, and you want to do like a frontal assault, just like a straight up Iron Fey versus Scream Fey. All right. Hell yeah, right into battle. Where do you want that battle to take place? Do you want to outside Stangrad, on the bridge, before the
Both
bridge?
the bridges we can get. If we can't take the bridge out at this moment, then it'll have to be.
Well, you're the Knights of the Scorched Earth, baby. I'm sure you guys can handle a bridge. You know, I'm sure you guys got that handle. Does anybody have a way to take down
What is this bridge made of?
wood?
Then I wait until a good chunk of them are on that bridge before I do the storm of vengeance. And then I hit it with lightning.
Yeah, I've got that.
That's what I was picturing.
Got it covered.
All right. Okay. So those are the draw. These are the battle plans. Battle plan's been drawn. Very good. Okay. So how best to do this? Okay, that's a great tactic. Yeah. So you guys are. So is that what you want to do? Do you want to do like the storm of vengeance, burn the bridge, and let the green Fey at it? And you guys want to just sit back, or do you want to get in there and actively like do something during the conflict, or do you want to just like fight on the front lines?
Well,
I would love to come in behind them
Yeah.
after
I
we
was
do
going
the
to throw a
storm.
wall of light as well, just to block them off a little bit more and stuff like that. So.
All right. Yes, Vivian.
Before we get into anything, I'm going to cast Rary's telepathic bound on everyone, so that if we get separated in battle, we'll still be able to communicate.
I have something cheeky in mind, actually.
Let's hear it.
If we know that they're coming, could I get on the other side of the river in my mech? And I want to hide in the woods.
In the mech.
In the mech. Yeah, a good ways off. So it looks like I've been hiding out there, put some twigs and shit, like I've been running through the brush for days.
Ghillie suit the mech.
Yeah. And once the shit hits the fan at the front lines, I imagine that there'll be like a command element or something in the back, right? And they'll be like, oh shit, they took the fucking, whatever. And then when that happens, I want to ride out, just kind of walk out in the mech, go up to the command element, do one of their little salutes that I've seen them do in the mech, and I want to try to act like some soldier that was fucking distraught, had to be like had to run for his life in the mech as fast as he could, and I've been fucking trying to survive just so that I can try to ask them some questions that they wouldn't tell us otherwise.
Okay. So you, down in J Silver Long Ranger here, or are you changing up this?
In the mech, so they can't see me.
Okay. So you're gonna hide back there, and then when everything's all shit's popping off, you wanna head there, find the command element, and see if you can't like sneak some information together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to ask the party a question. There's two ways we can handle this. As we have been doing so far the last couple sessions, we've been handling things in sort of like a roles versus narratives kind of way, sort of like the roles inform the narrative. Or do we want to go to like a legitimate initiative and actually have like a little use our features, use our feats? Or do you guys want to like go in there and then we'll play up the narrative of what you guys are actually doing as individuals, and your contributions will help the misc bonuses and such. Up to you guys.
I'm fine with the narrative thing.
Okay.
I understand I'm doing something a little bit more, involved, but
Yeah. Oh, if you're insistent upon that's going to be a narrative model.
okay.
Nothing to be done about that. But if you guys are like wanting to charge the front line, because I know Horlick said he wants to put up a wall of light. That might be a little lot because this is a big army. These are two armies like saddled up next to each other. There's a couple hundred people. But if you guys want to go in and fight together as one, we could do that in an initiative. If you guys want to do it narratively, we do it narratively. That isn't to say that I'm not going to make sure that we don't have some proper initiative fights coming up. So what would you guys like to do? So Jace wants to do the narrative thing. Kind of has to for what he wants to do. What about the rest of you?
I'm happy either way.
Okay, Rock's not the other one. What about the rest of you? Trixie, Horlick, Vivian?
I'm also fine either way. Like the big bad spell I do is kind of a lot anyway, so we usually narrate that anyway, so I assume we're gonna narrate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, if you want to go into narration, that's cool. I need to step away. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
No problem. Okay. Don't worry. There's definitely initiatives coming up. The rest of the game isn't just this, the war games, trust me. But yes, we'll do that for now. And by the way, as a reminder, if at any point any of you want to like take over in some of the like explaining of what goes on, you want to do a little narrating of your own, maybe for your own character, absolutely go for it. Absolutely. Okay. So let's get down to business. We got shit to do. All right. We gotta change up that music to war music. Okay. You guys are aware that two great armies are coming down the road. In the back of their trucks, hurtling down the road they've established into these lands, knowing that they're going into enemy territory. You guys are basically like the equivalent of like the Viet Cong to them, or whatever. They're going into the jungles. They're going into Vietnam. They're going to the Feywild. And they're going in there. They're like, "Hey, what tour is this?" He goes, "What do you mean? First tour. Everyone who's ever come in here died." They're like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, you haven't heard? Every army who's been in here is devastated. There's only one army left, and they're all held up. We're going to reinforce them. Everyone else has died." Holy fuck! Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. Sometimes like, "I'm on my third tour. You ain't seen the shit I've seen, man. The Wild Hunt. Oh fuck, scary people." And they're just sharing war stories in the back, and they don't know what's coming for. They don't. I believe I'm kind of stealing from what you've said before, Jace. But in another truck, we're just like playing a ton of spades, just playing spades, waiting for the check to come to an end. We're talking about their guns. We're talking about freedom. They're gonna bring to this Feywild, and yeah, they're gonna begin to roll up. Lo and behold, they're going to ride across that bridge. I'm like, "All right, boys, this is where we gotta get ready. Around this bridge marks entry into enemy territory. We're going to be coming upon the village of Staingrad. We've got to retake it to establish supply lines to our allies out in the east. Everyone's like, booyah! And they're all getting ready for battle. A storm begins. Nothing that hardened soldiers even care about rain. Please. Not even a single complaint from these hardened warriors on their first tour.
Guys, these guys aren't so bad. Okay, I think we did give them the credit they deserve.
There's a one Braden Force in the back of one of these trucks, looking a little nervous. No, he's going in, but he's keeping a brave face. Everyone thinks he's awesome. They know he's up for command soon. But he's got another thing coming. Trixie, would you like to describe? We don't need to go into the specifics of damage because this is going to hurt, and we all acknowledge that. Why don't you give me a little narration of what happens to these guys as the first trucks begin to make their way across the bridge and the storm of vengeance begins?
Yeah, some dark clouds, ominous clouds roll in, and then there's a bunch of thunder, which, some of them are deafened by for 5 minutes, which sucks for them. And then
Braden Force is like, god damn it.
Acid rain comes up.
Braden Force goes, as his skin begins to melt.
And then, of course, at the worst possible time for them, 6 bolts of lightning hits the bridge, while a good chunk of them hopefully are on it.
Shoot across the bridge, smashing flanks underneath trucks. Flames ignite on this bridge. Some of the trucks probably go falling off of the side. Braden Force was in one, well, rest in pieces. But he's gone. And yeah. What's the last element? What happens next?
Well, it hails, and then for the last 5 to 10 rounds, it's just crazy gusts of wind and freezing rain.
Got it. So in the chaos of the fire, the bridge falling apart, massive gales of wind come in and slam into trucks that send them hurtling off the side of the bridge. So I am going to start influencing their misc bonuses for what's going on. They are better supplied because of their guns. So they'll have the superior equipment bonus, and they have the +5 Iron Fey bonus. But unfortunately, in this moment, they are quite surprised, so they're going to take a -2 to their misc bonus. How to treat this? I'll tell you what, Trixie. Roll me, as this is going to influence all the troops, let's call it a D20. Roll me a D20 and see how many of these troops you take out with your one spell.
9.
9, not bad. So that's going to be 9% of their casualties gone in one spell from Trisawin. Many of them were under the truck, so some of them avoided some of the major damage. But I am absolutely going to take their decay bonus down, as alive or not, these guys are injured for sure. So I'm going to bring them down to a -1 decay bonus. Okay, so that's the Storm of Vengeance. Just a starting annihilation to this first army's forces. Does anybody else do anything before the Green Fey charge the bridge? Yes, Vivian.
How far away are we? Like, as far as our sight lines are?
As far as you want to be, man. This is your ambush that you guys have set up.
I know exactly what I got to do.
Right. Here's what I know. I know I'm following with a circle of death. Like, I know I'm coming in on top of the storm with a circle of death. What I want to do is make sure that I can catch as many people in my circle as I can. So I don't know if I have the sight lines to see that much yet, or if I need to wait, and that's what I'm asking.
All right, you come flying in, Vivian, sort of up and over the bridge. The bridge is like, fire's going, the bridge is falling apart. They're trying to get off of the bridge, and as they're moving off the bridge, they're sort of clumping together extra, and you're like, Morgan Le Fay! Yes, Harlan.
Can I double down on the circle of death? If Vivian can fly and move a bit further back, I can do the first one and then
We are
Vivian can-
telepathically connected. We can
Yeah.
all talk. So we can do whatever.
Yeah,
Well,
if
that's
you
what
want
I'm
to come
saying.
in
If
with
I
her,
do the closer one, because I can do
Yeah.
100 within 120, is it? Yeah, 150. So I can do it within 150, and obviously, if you can fly a bit further on, you can get the second group and try and double it up, overlap.
got it. So you two want to
You want me to
harass
take their
the
second
secondary
rank?
army. Got it. You want to harass the second army. Absolutely. Okay, so you guys come out from the trees where that second army is. And they're getting a little bunched up at the front of the army where indeed that circle of death can come down. Horlick, what were you wanting to do specifically? You wanted to do the wall of light, right?
What? No, I'm going to change it. I'll do the double down with the circle of death.
Oh, you're both
I'll
doing one.
do one first, and then Vivian does her behind, so that there's
All right.
doubled up. So you've got two lots.
Yikes! That's mean, you two. Very mean. So as they're bunching up and they're trying to all the trucks are coming to a halt and a slowdown. You guys come flying over like witches on their brooms, just sort of dropping these waves of necrotic energy. Absolutely. Let's have you two roll. I'm gonna do the same thing. Let's have you two roll me d20s for casualties to their armies. In this moment, they will be surprised as well because of you two. So they'll take a -2 penalty.
9.
9 and 9. All right, that's quite fitting considering you cast the same spell. 18% of their troops are gone in one shot from you guys. I'm gonna roll a little something to see how bad this hurts you two, because you have to get pretty close to do this, and it's an army. Well, you know what? I'll do you one better. Both of you roll me stealth checks to see how skillful you get in and out of the situation.
Thank you.
Yes, let's do that first.
Nice.
Yeah, I was in a stealthy.
Nice. I'm stealthy, y'all. Even not being proficient in it, I've just got good dex. So that is a 21. 17 plus 4.
Okay. Forward.
5.
5. So Vivian, you're all sneaky and they start firing in the other direction. You're like, oh, distraction, incredible. And you set your thing down. You get out of there fairly easy, and you're gonna get out of there with only taking. You only get out with 16 damage. You only take 16 damage, which is, a couple stray shots, but you're okay. The distraction was Horlick, who's like, ah! He's running around in circles. It's like a literal army is firing down at you. It could be a better scene to be sure. I'm just gonna gather your damage for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Where is it?
I'm curious, how often do their bullets, I don't know if they're magical or not, or if they're fucking rail guns or something, but how often do they just bounce off our magical armor and stuff just in battles?
It happens. It definitely happens.
It's gotta be mine.
Yeah, your magical armor is built to last. It doesn't fully penetrate and shoot you dead, right? They're not armor piercing bullets by any means. Okay, where is that? God damn. Jesus. Sorry, I'm struggling a little. I didn't expect this, so I'm being a little slow, but I almost got it. Here we are. As an entire Iron Fey army shoots at you, my friend, you're going to be the proud recipient of 41 points of piercing damage. Non-magical. You get out with only a couple of holes in your body. But you do get the Circle of Death up. And both of you do take out, like, together, 19% of their entire army, which is pretty impressive for, like, 2 people fighting an entire army. So you guys get out relatively unscathed. Rock Meadowbrook. Jace. Oh, we know what Jace wants to do. So we'll come back to you in a minute, Jace. But what about you, Brock? Is there anything you wanted to do before the Green Fey charge, or did you want to, like, charge with it?
I think I'm just gonna charge in with the Green Fey army.
Got it. So we'll say that Brock, in this moment, you take command of the of this army. So I need you to do something for me, my friend.
What do
I
you
need
need?
you to roll to see how inspiring you are, how well you command your troops in battle. I need you to roll either a persuasion or intimidation check, your choice.
Oh, it's gonna be intimidation. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
That is a natural 19 plus 7.
Oh,
Or plus, yeah, plus 7. So 26.
26. Yeah, this army is like, we're gonna go in there and we're going to fight and then we're going to rest with some dryads. And you're like, no, you're not. You're gonna fight. You're gonna die. You're gonna like it. And they're like, okay. And they go charging him and they're like, this guy's awesome. And we'll say that this army kind of gets like a little fucked up on the bridge, gets shoved in this direction. As you guys go charging in, I'm gonna give your Green Fey army a temporary. This is a little bit beyond what you're supposed to give. I'm gonna give them a temporary +1 morale bonus thanks to you, Brock. They're at about half strength, so they are. No, they're not gonna get any outnumbered issues because oh no, they are gonna do it. So they're gonna have a 0 bonus because their divine blessing will be canceled out. They charge in with you at the head. All right, Brock, I need you to roll for the Green Fey army how well they perform against this scattered first army. Your bonus is going to be 4, 5, 6, well supplied for 12. Yeah, you're gonna have a 12. My question to you is, how do you want to use your magic
I think I'm gonna use it after.
for the battle phase?
Yeah.
Understood. Okay, so I am going to give them the. I think in this situation, I'm gonna bring it back around because these guys are not outnumbered by any means. In fact, you guys are the ones that are outnumbered, which I already gave them a vote. I already gave it to them. Okay. So yes, 5, 10. Ooh, sorry, that would be an 11 bonus. I didn't do my maths correct. So it's a plus 11 bonus. You want me to roll first?
Yeah, you go ahead and roll first.
All right, let's see what their bonus is. They've got the 6. They will take the -2 regardless because they are surprised. So they're going to take a 4. They're going to take the 5 for a 9. Their morale would be neutral. So it's going to be, and they're very well experienced. It's going to be 12. The commander brings them to a 13. They're going to have a +12 bonus. Okay, here comes the roll. That is going to be a 22. Fairly neutral for what they roll. So you got to beat a 22 DC in order to defeat them in battle here.
And I've got a +11.
You got a +11, that's right.
Alright. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Good stuff. I was going to say that you would get a reroll because I would consider you, Brock, being the commander and epic ally in the rule set. But you don't need it. So that gives you a 31. Woo.
Do I
Damn.
need to roll my battle face dice to try and
Yeah,
get that
roll
over
your
10?
Yeah, see if you can get them into a like a retreat. See, they just dip. They take out.
That's a D4.
It's a D4.
3.
3.
So, yeah, 34.
34. Surprisingly, the Green Fey, though morale quite high, is only at half strength. Outnumbered, outgunned, but full of zeal They charge in behind you, Brock, and they fight, and they leave this sort of just storm of vengeance on surprised army. They go running for the hills. The fury of the Iron Fey, bows firing, swords swinging, and Brock Meadowbrook at the front, just taking heads, cutting them down, roaring as a roar, shooting off wild magics left and right. This army turns around and decides they don't want nothing to do with this, especially after such a promising recruit as Braden Force was defeated in battle. They don't want anything to do with this. Such a promising recruit that you remember forever. Is going to leave. And they're going to bump into this army. So here's what I'm going to say. Yeah, they're going to make their retreat, and they're going to return to from wherever they came. The places from whence they came. And that will be battle phase number 1. Because these guys couldn't move in. You had a sort of Battle of Thermopylae situation going in here. There's one bridge. They can only do this. They only got a straight line, so they couldn't all attack you at once. So battle phase number 2. This is the second hour of battle.
Do we need a roll for casualties?
We should roll for casualties. That is absolutely right. Absolutely right. Go ahead and you're going to roll me a d10 because you won. And I'm going to roll a d100 because of devastating losses.
I rolled a 4.
A 4, they take a 28 casualty loss. And you roll a 4. Ooh, this army is hurting. This army is hurting. Okay, so with that, we have some things to consider, guys. You have some last tactics to put in play. Actually, let me go to my splats because this is more of a. Oh no, we'll do fire. We'll do fire. Got it.
Do we need a prisoner for questioning?
We won't after I'm done.
Oh, that's actually a very good point. I completely forgot. My apologies, Chase.
I know.
So
They always
in the
do.
midst of this, there's this chaos. These guys go running back, and you pick your moment, Chase. I want you to roll me an insight check to just find the right moment to sort of get in there.
Okay. And I do have a thing that I would like to do to try and ebb the flow in my favor. A 17 insight check.
Okay. What's the thing you want to do?
Okay. I'm kind of picturing myself on like that left bank on the army side.
All right.
And when the time is right, I would like to kind of from my little perch in the woods, just kind of, and then I want to shoot very shittily at the formations of us. Like I just want to like pepper them like around. Try not to hit any of our friendlies. And
so you're gonna shoot above the line, essentially.
Yeah, or like I don't know, at the bank. So it definitely looks like, and it's obvious that I'm targeting them.
Got it. I want you to make me a deception check.
Okay.
To see if you can not hit the troops, but look like you're trying to hit the troops.
And I'll have my voice modulator on, yelling obscenities about Fey.
Yeah, and Jace, your obscenities are. Well, we'll see if the deception check is first.
19.
19. I was going to say that your obscenities were going to be something like, "Begone, thine hither, you silly things." You know, like as a an individual of the Feywild probably does speak. We don't, because I can't do like Shakespearean talk on the fly. I used to be able to. I can't anymore. But you guys definitely, to be clear, you guys definitely talk like that to each other. You guys definitely are like, "Oh, begone, thine witchy thing." And you guys definitely talk to each other like that. But no, in this moment, Jace, you're like, he goes, "All right, you sexy shit, you fucking take it, you bastards, you fucking run, you stupid fucking half-goat man.
You're gonna pay for the men I love.
You're gonna pay for Braden Force, man. He was a great soldier." And they're all like, and they all take their hats off and salute. Braden Force,
Yeah.
maybe he lost him deep.
And as I'm shooting, I just kind of want to. I don't know if this thing can do a barrel roll. It seems like it's not the most acrobatic of
you can't.
mechs, but
I don't think it could. Make me a. Because you just got in this thing a little while ago. Like you're not trained.
Yeah.
So just this is like your third day driving a manual car. You've never drove a car before.
Yeah.
So, make me like a. I think this is more. Maybe. What's it gonna be? Make me an intelligence-based acrobatics check at disadvantage. That is the most
Based.
craziest
Wow.
check I've ever done before.
Okay.
Are you proficient in acrobatics?
Yes. I have
Okay,
expertise in acrobatics. Oh no.
I see.
Proficient.
Oh, okay, proficient. Make me a proficient intelligence check. See if you can make this thing spin.
Okay. Roll an intelligence. Oh. That'll be a 6. Plus.
Six?
Oh.
6 for 12.
12. You're like, and you're like, come on, baby, and you like do one of those, just fully flip them to the side. And it goes and like slams into the ground, and the top just.
God,
Yeah, you're like,
got me.
I got me, yeah. And you like, and it's like its head stuck in the ground. But you managed to get out. You're like, there's damn Iron Fey. But they're all like rooting you. They think you're awesome, and then you crash, and they're like, oh. What was your deception check again? Oh, it was like really high, right?
19. Yeah.
19. Yeah, they seem to believe that you're on their squad.
Yeah, and I'll try to get myself back on my feet and walk over to whoever seems to be commanding them at this time.
Got it. And they'll take that into your insight check. You are going to approach General Force is his name. He's
Nice.
be like, my son fell in battle. I wouldn't have it any other way. And you approach him. He goes, I didn't know we had mechs in this unit.
Sir, you didn't. I had noticed the fighting from across the river. I knew that I had to help as much as I could.
He goes, who are you? What are you doing here, soldier? You're far away from any battalion.
These damn Fey. They took the village I was stationed in. But I'm here to help.
All right, good to hear. What's your rank, soldier?
Sergeant.
Sergeant, I'm promoting you to captain here in the field. What's your name?
That's a damn honor, sir. Thank you.
What's your name, soldier?
Jace.
Captain Jace, it is then. Get back on the line, soldier. I want to see you take down some of these goat bastards.
Good to go, sir. Where are the reinforcements?
Where are the reinforcements, soldier?
We're gonna have to fight a whole lot harder than we've been fighting.
You're
Stand
damn
behind
right.
me.
I want to see you go, go, go. Jace just gets too into it. He actually starts shooting us. It's like, oh shit, I forgot.
I'm firing like an energy cannon at fucking Vivian and shit, like very shittily. Like
I'm just trying to play it. Just trying to play it. That's what you're. Vivian, you're like
fall into the
around,
river.
and you're like, what the
I
fuck
use
is
the
shit
telepathic bond. I'm like, fall into the river or something when I shoot past you. That dude, play along, motherfuckers.
Hey, little motherfuckers.
Vivian will totally do it. She'll commit to the bit.
Make either a performance or a deception check.
All right, well, it's 19 on the dice. Let me see which one I'm better at. I don't think I'm actually proficient in either. I'm proficient in deception. That's a plus 11. So 19 plus 11. That's a 30.
That's the 30. You're like, away, for I am lost. Yonder, my body's broken, and for alas, I fall. And you fly and fall from the sky, sort of gently spiral until you hit the water. No real splash stuff. and all the Iron Fey are like, what have we done? It's an immaculate performance. There's applause. Tomorrow, all of the Iron Fey will be handing out pamphlets about this, about local ratings and this and all of that. It's gonna be great. But you fall into it. It's the bit. Fall into the river. And because of that, you get told by Commander Forrest, goes, "Well done, soldier. Well done, Captain. You managed to hold off them troops and get our soldiers back across this bridge." He goes, "Tell me, soldier. You're a young soldier. What should I do in this moment? Should I press forward or should I retreat back for better troops?"
Sir, I would not take the initiative from you. But if I were you, I would get the fuck up out of here.
Make a persuasion check.
That'll
With
be,
all due respect, sir, I would get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. 15.
15. He goes, "I see you have an instinct for battle, soldier. We're clearly overwhelmed. We might be outnumbered. We might outnumber them. We might have better troops, but we can't cross this bridge. We're land units, damn it. Fall back, soldier. Fall back. Fall back." He says, "You stay by my side, Captain. I like the way you think."
No, sir. I will die so that you will all survive.
And then I kind of push him aside, like,
Run from here. Tell them
They
of me.
all salute you. The entire army salutes you in this moment.
and then I just stand at the front of the bridge, "Ah!" over the voice modulator and shit.
You tell her, and everyone tries to play along. Yeah, you're shooting missiles and shit. I want Horlick, and I'm gonna have Brock roll one as well, deception or performance. And Trixie, you're on the other side of the river, so you're good. But Trixie, I want you to roll for the army, as the whole army is gonna try and play into it that Jace is like somehow single-handedly defeating the whole army. They're like, "Yeah, we're in on it. Sure, we want to have fun." I'm gonna go look at the Satyrs block to see what their general is. But yeah, everybody go ahead who I named. Roll me some persuasions, some performances or deceptions.
Well,
All
what
right.
do I add for the?
Go ahead and add a +6. Satyrs are very good at performing, as most
15.
dryads know. 15. All of the Satyrs are like, oh god! They're all falling over, and they're like, one guy's like, no! He's like holding his guy in his arms. He's like, don't you die on me! And yeah, Jason's just, and you literally have like hundreds of people just like helping you play out your hero fantasy.
This is
Your
fucking
own
awesome.
side. You have
But-
two literal
but-
armies. Yeah.
Alas, after I've sufficiently held them for, dramatic effect, and like the commander is like, back there. He's probably
Well, they
looking
won't fall
back.
They left. Yeah.
Yeah.
As he's riding away on the last truck, he's watching you, and he's like giving you the nod.
And then I give him,
You know.
and then I just want like one of the fucking, probably a firebolt or something to like hit me in the side.
Oh yeah, for sure. Who do you have play the part of your Slayer?
Probably Horlick.
Horlick. All right. Horlick, how do you defeat Jace in this performative battle?
I think I would most probably use lightning and hit behind him so it looks like it's hitting him, from the.
Oh, got it. All right, so you come up from the water. Oh, what? Sorry, I only got the Fey. What were all the other performances in everything?
Oh, I only rolled a 10 deception.
A 10 deception. Okay, Brock.
I got a 14.
14, Brock, you're right there at the Satyrs going like,
Ah!
just like rolling around on the ground.
To be fair, I'd most probably just be like, oh, for fuck's sake, really? I'm dead.
Yeah, Horlick literally just like gets
Oh,
down
yeah.
on an knee and then like falls over, falls. And there may be like some people are like, "That's weird. What's going on?" And then they know what's going on. They find out what's going on. As Horlick, you stand back up and fire lightning, just like hit the ground, like right behind Jace. And Jace goes like, like does a whole shake thing. Horlick, I want you to roll me another performance check, because this is fully theater at this point. This isn't a lie anymore. It's just theater.
14.
A 14. Yeah, Jace, you fall to your knees and bam, fall over. And Horlick, you like stand up on the back of Jace's body, your boot up with your lightning sword in your hand. And as the general rolls away, he goes, "I'll remember you. I remember you. I got your number, boy. I will come back with an army, and I will have your head for slaying a true hero, the Iron Fey." The eagle goes over above. He goes, "For my son, for Captain Jace!" And all the army goes, "Hoo, hoo, hoo!" And they roll away back into no man's land. Perhaps not to return, but Horlick, you have an enemy. You have an enemy now for your grievous backhanded slaying of a great trooper. And as they disappear down the road, you're like, all right. You help them back up, and all of the satyrs get back up. Some of the satyrs keep going because they're having fun. They're like, "Oh freaking god, it's been terrible." But generally they'll stand up and start playing their flutes and applauding and clapping. And with that, you guys have sent the Iron Fey reeling back to whence they came. Good job, guys. Well done. They didn't stand a chance against you.
And
Left
our
the
theatrical
morale broken.
skills.
Oh yeah. Never dealt the power of theater.
You would say that.
I would say that. Literally took no losses, just turned around. Oh, that's not true. It took the
Took a small amount of losses.
Yeah,
4%
it
losses
did.
for the Green Fey army.
Yeah, there's some Green Fey that just like won't stand up because they're just like too in character. And you guys take one loss, correct?
They're method acting.
They're method acting. And yeah, you guys have done it. A most interesting victory that I'm sure will be told in histories to come. A most interesting military victory. There never has been yet. Somewhere in the banks of the river, though, way down the river, he's been carried off. Sort of pulls himself from the river, stands up, looks at the burning bridge, and swears revenge. You guys will see the long lost but most valuable player, the most promising troop, Raiden Force, the son of General Force, stands up and he goes, "I'll avenge you, father. I'll avenge you." And goes off into the wilds to go survive amongst the Viet Cong. I mean the Fey. And we'll come back to him at some point, I'm sure.
Remember way back when Jace picked that card and an enemy of his was forming? This is it.
This is it. This is absolutely it.
Somehow it waited until now.
Yeah. Yeah, he just like looks, he pulls out his like binoculars and zooms in and sees Jace stepping out of the mech, looking spick and span. He goes, "It was a lie. It was a lie! No!" And he's gonna, and he swears revenge on Jace Silverlong. So
Hopefully I already have the rival just somewhere, and then they're gonna meet each other one day at my window trying to kill me, and they're gonna be like, what are you here for?" Like, I'm here to kill that guy.
I'm his arch
That's what I'm here
nemesis. No, I'm his arch nemesis.
Then there's just gunshots out my window, like,
Weird. Weird. Look at that.
The enemy of my enemy is also my enemy.
fuck yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Jace will tell everybody that well, it seems that they don't have any tricks up their sleeve. It seems that was all that they could muster at this time.
Well, maybe that'll buy us enough time to finally clear him out of this region.
It does beg the question, though. Is it enough to clear them out of the region? How are we going to keep them out?
Well, I suppose after we've finished their last bastion here, then we can hopefully win on the autumn front, and then our forces will converge, and then we will face the Iron Fey homeland proper.
Which, by the way, Igor could say, "Oh, by the way, the Autumn Fey or the Autumn lands, they're pretty much cleaned out. They've all done real good work over there. They're just sort of wiping their hands, finding their way around the landscape, and making their way over there. And we're going to see them on the other side. It's going to be a great thing. Take them a couple days to make the rendezvous in the No Man's Land, but the Autumn lands are all but claimed by Zybilna and her lackeys. I mean armies. I mean whatever."
Well, you heard the little demon guy. We're behind schedule. I'll go around and like start yelling at all the people that are just standing around.
They all salute you because they saw the other guys do it, and they all start running around in circles and don't actually end up achieving anything because, I mean,
Just look
they
busy.
won.
It's fine. Right.
Yeah, they start sweeping. They start picking up rooms and start sweeping.
Are we getting close to a time that we need to rest?
You guys could definitely settle down for a long rest after this battle. Absolutely.
Like, I feel like we've done a lot today.
You've done a lot of good work. You've done the Lord's work. Or should I, the Warlord's work, I should say.
I was gonna say, please.
The Storm Lord's work. Fuck, I got there eventually.
Yeah, let's get a
We
rest.
should rest. And
Take the
then-
fort in the morning.
The satyrs burn what weapons they can salvage from the Iron Fey and dedicate it to the Storm Lord to maintain your bonus. Incredible. You get your rest. A couple days go by.
Oh.
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 What are you, an owl?
Before we go to sleep, I would like to send a sending
All right, send away.
to my new patron.
What do you say to your this new love interest of yours?
We should talk. You have expectations. I'm so incredibly curious. Your domain, my realm, witching hour?
You'll get a response that says, "Indeed, I will be most excited to see you there. I cannot leave my well, but it seems I can through you." Yeah, and you guys, and that will certainly transpire. Why don't we hit that now? Let's go to the realm of slumber. Where is it? Found it. Okay, you head to the realm of slumber. You sift through all things, and will eventually come to find the dreams of Lady of the White Bell. And she is quite powerful, even here in your domain. You feel her presence, graceful and strong. She dreams of moonlight and love. And as you see her here, she is radiant and beautiful, and wanders about with sort of almost an innocent glee to be somewhere further away than before. And she sees you, and her smile widens, and she will curtsy low to you and say, "Lady Vivian."
I don't know what to call you other than my lady.
It shall suffice. I am the Lady of the White Bell, after all.
As you wish.
Shall we walk?
We should, yes, absolutely. And she'll offer her arm.
And she'll graciously take it and walk gently with you.
So this is a test and it's a little cheeky.
Sure.
I am going to walk her through all of the different walks in order to get to her. Starting from the Spring Court and into Arborea and into Prismere and on that crazy train ride and into the Abyss. Just as we walk and talk, that's how the environment is going to change. Just passively. All these different things that are not the well.
Got it. There will absolutely be a reaction when you reach a board. You reach all of the other things. She looks at them in splendor and enjoys them, and very much enjoys the walk. And when you reach Aboria, her eyes sort of widen, maybe even glisten with tears. She'll look around, sigh, and she'll say, "How I've missed it. It's a beautiful land, second to none."
It feels more like home to me. So you've been here.
It was home to me once before as well. My mother still lingers here.
Mother.
Yes. She is well known amongst the Seldarin, Sekinin, Mumba. And my father.
I have
Corella.
proficiency in religion. Do I need to roll for that, or are we just going to give that I know who she is?
Sure. Roll me some religion.
I think that is going to be a 19. Let me check.
19. So she mentions two names. She mentions, let's see. Oh, yeah. So she says Sekinin. And she says some other name we don't recognize. And it seems to be the name of a knight. She says like, ooh, let me pick that. As you are beginning to learn more about her. She says, yes, my mother Sekinin, and my father, a knight by the name of Doris. My father was meant to be Corlon, the great Corlon Yarkart. But, well, my mother was tricked, you see, by one of her sisters. A bitter and ancient rival of hers named Loth. She was tricked into a union with Sir Darius, and Corlon was none too pleased, and so I was banished.
You were banished. Not the trickster.
Oh, no.
You weren't born, but you weren't born yet, right? Like, you are just the product of the union. Just in this particular instance.
That is right. But I digress. Loth was very much punished. Transformed into a creature of spiders and bound to the abyss for all time. She was very well punished, but so was I for the product of my birth. For the betrayal of my mother.
But your mother didn't betray anyone. She was tricked. There's a difference.
I suppose that is true. But it's not all I've lost. You see, that's I was exiled and bound to my pool, the pool where I had been conceived. And, well, my mother taught me much of the moon, its secrets of night and magic, prophecy and such. And it was deemed to be a prophecy as such that one day I might be free of my realm. But first, Coralon deemed it so that I must find true love. And so I wait and look up at the moon, see my mother, and the stars up above, watch the squirrels and the bears who have more freedom than even I, and hope one day I'll be met by someone who might free me from my stasis, from my eternal curse. I have met many, but none have stolen my heart as I thought. I hope that might change.
So what have they lacked?
What'd you say?
What have they lacked?
Oh, this and that. There's been many, and I do not find myself to be quite picky. I wonder if there's even something about me that finds it hard to follow. Many have tried to court me, but many have failed. And only a few have ever come along and actually intrigued me. See, I am an immortal creature. I've seen much in my time, and I've seen many people. People are rarely unique. Unfortunately, after so many years lived, you've seen the same insecurities and pains and loves in the same people over and over. So I suppose I wait for someone who's different than the rest.
Fair enough. So our time will be somewhat limited while I fight a war.
You are busy. I understand.
I'm also not a knight. You should know that.
Not from what I hear. Night of the Scorched Earth.
And she'll put her hand on the sword and say, I wield my intellect, not a sword.
See.
Which is not to say that I am not adaptable. Just that you should know what you're getting into.
Well, I do not detest knights, for they are honor-bound and such and try to aspire to a better way, but my goodness, they get so dull after the first 200 years. The same things they care about, honor and justice and law, and not much else, no minds of their own. So it's refreshing to hear that you have one for yourself, a mind.
Refreshing. Yes, that's a relief.
You should know that I do have some other suitors. Champions, men and women, who travel here and there, try and do their provings through true deeds and such. And I look and I wait for the true champion to emerge amongst them. Just so you know as well.
Okay. And she'll switch things back. Bring her back to her lake. I should get some rest. I think we're moving for the next couple of days. Maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll get this the infestation out of the Feywild.
And I hope it all goes well for you. I will watch your deeds through your blade, who is a most unique fellow, and I hope to see you again very soon.
And she will simply take her hand and like kind of put her forehead to it and switch off.
Very cool. Very cool. I stumbled upon this artifact, and she is very interesting. This individual. I have to
Yes,
say.
she is.
There's some other stuff about her that you're going to learn soon enough. That is a fun tidbit. But we'll come to that in no time. But anyway, you wake, and you know what? It's a tad early, but it's good timing. Why don't we take our break just a little bit early, and we'll be back soon enough and see about completing this great battle ahead. Is Jason Trixie there?
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. People.
Uh, oh shit. I am here.
Okay. Well, sweet. I'll ask instead of wait in the future. Okay, well, let's hop back to it. I'm just gonna swap back over to our war map. Was there anything else anyone wanted to do before we get into any big major fighting stuff?
I'm good with the big fighting.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. You guys get your long rest in. No problem. You teleport over to meet up with your army. And my god, is it an army? It is a big army, ladies and gentlemen. It is very large. So much so that really the actual, I would say the actual fort, the actual roadside fort, is really only used for like what would be considered the like main guards of the various Arc Fey and the Arc Fey themselves. The actual armies are all camped outside and around the actual fort for like a fairly large radius, like probably like a solid like 3-mile, 4-mile radius around the actual fort is like a military zone, maybe more, which is impressively large amount of people. Okay, so I gotta sneeze. Sweet, now we can plan. You have all of these forces assembled, my friends. What are you doing?
Are there forces like outside of the walls as well?
There's no. Their forces are all jam-packed inside.
Okay, okay.
And your fort is significantly smaller than the actual city that they reside in. So, but you get the sense it's probably pretty packed in wherever they're living right now.
How big is the fort?
The fort that you're in is, I don't know.
I meant the one they were in. The one
Oh,
we're
okay.
about to
They're in
attack.
a city. Yeah, you guys are in
Oh,
a
and they're in the
fort.
city.
They're in a
Yeah.
city.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a big ass walled city. I'll do a quick little scout check. It's not a particularly good scout check, and they will tell you why. So, dryads come in. The dryads enlist with like the pseudo dragons, and eventually it's brought to your attention by, we'll say, Nathir Skythak, which is the Arcfey patron of the pseudo fairy dragons. I'm gonna say, oh, we're trying just as hard as we can to get as close as we can, but we have a little problem. They got a lot of them big rolling machines that do a lot of the big shooting. They got really high walls, and we just, we're fairy dragon, pseudo dragon, right? We try to fly over top, but they got really, really big guns. I think that's the word. Really, really big guns. Giant, just as big as you've ever seen. Just strapped to the side of their walls. And then they have the littler ones, which are for people like us, and it's a real shame. So it's a really, really big wall with lots of guns and some of those armored rolly things. The tanks, that's right, tanks. So they're pretty hard to get through.
Okay.
I have an idea. So, we know someone who's in there at a fixed point, right?
2 people. Yeah. Lord Oberon and Hisram, principals. Those they're prisoners.
Try on one of them, would we be able to ascertain their location well enough to get a small force in there while everyone's looking in one direction? Is it like a small, I don't know, death unit inside? to do something
Well,
combustible?
I think as you have many Arc Fey gathered around, some will turn to you and speak their mind. I think very easily, the Lord of the Hunt will turn around and say, if there's to be a death unit, as it were, I would suggest that you, Knights, the Scorched be that said death unit. Yes, makes more sense to me. The other Arc Fey sort of nod around, says, we all have our responsibilities as commanders. You are all so very capable as a small insertion unit, as we will put it. Yes, I agree. Barking dogs.
So we go in, we strike from the inside.
And we distract from the exterior.
And we'll see what we can do about getting an opening in the walls.
Jace, do you have anything that will improve or contradict anything that's been suggested so far?
Well, I can always get inside. Nudge, nudge. But there is always a chance of what is on the other side. That brings me worry. But I can definitely get within any wall. And perhaps I can open up a gate or whatever is needed for the larger force to get inside. As we know, the power of cavalry is the open plain. So, in reference to the walls, once they are open, then our full force's capabilities will come to light.
The Oak Lord, who is in charge of, and always has been in charge of the Centaur army, says, I agree. We are the fastest and strongest on the open plain. If you can get those giant lightning cannon things on the walls to not fire upon us on our charge, perhaps we could take down these tanks.
Indeed. I will, however, have some difficulty. Well, I suppose it's not too much difficulty. I won't be able to use my mech, I don't believe. If that is the plan. But I work perfectly fine without it anyway.
I can probably get myself in to help you as well.
Yeah, I was going to say I can go invisible and help you out that way.
Morgan Le Fay will say, many we are Fey amongst our ranks have such powers of teleportation, but we are not so mortal as many of you are. Brock, Horlick, Trixie, Jace, such as yourselves. We cannot use our powers as definitively or as capably amongst the Iron Fey's atmosphere. It diminishes our abilities. Normally, I would simply indeed suggest that any Eladrin simply teleport to the walls and begin to strike, but like I said, our power is diminished against them, especially when they concentrate such. It affects Fey magic. So if you could get in, indeed, sabotage and such. I think Titania says, and release Oberon. He is the greatest swordsman the Feywild has ever seen. With him at your side, nothing will stand in your way.
That was the plan, my queen.
Is this a planning day or a planning and striking day?
They all look around at each other, and Nazan al-Nazim says, well, whatever you wish, I suppose.
I think
The
the sooner the better.
Yeah, if we get in, let the guys out, the rest of the army create the distraction, try and draw as much of the army out as possible, leaving the inside fairly free. Well, not fairly free, but as much as possible out.
the Lord of the Wild Hunt will say, we will surround and distract. Keep our distance. Nazim will say, the Orients can strike up such a fire that will be distracting enough to draw their eyes. As long as we get them to the walls at the very least, perhaps we will be successful.
Do we know what the power source of the cannons are?
All look amongst themselves, all uncertain. I think Iching Thurn, the Lord, will say, we have not encountered their technologies. We have been, we Iron Fey, around for many centuries, but this is an enemy the likes of which we have never faced before. It'll be for you to figure that out. And I think Titania will say, and after your original infiltration of the Imperious City in the Iron Fey, I would say that all of you perhaps would have more experience with such things as we, no?
Perhaps.
I think a lot of their things seem incendiary. They like to blow up. Maybe we blow them up in their hands.
We do have a couple of grenades, I believe, from the stockpile that we took from the supply base.
If only the Trinket Lord were here. He knows about trinkets and such things. They all go, oh. No, I can't. They don't do that at all.
Well, I guess I'll attempt to scry to figure out where Oberon is.
You may certainly give it a shot. Give it a little whirl. I'll make a wisdom saving throw for him. You got anything of him on your person?
I don't. I ask around the group.
Titania will hand you a single sliver of silver bark. She's like, don't worry, it's from him. Trust me.
I trust you. In this matter, at least. So I've met him.
You have.
And
I would say you know him pretty well. You guys have had extensive meetings with him. All right, let's give her a little roll. Give her a little roly-poly on. I know you little dog. So I'm better. Come on, Oberon. Where's your sheet? There it is. He rolls a nat 1. Lucky you. That's a good thing.
Thank you.
Some are saying you're like trying to do scrying. And Morgan Le Fay is like, you mean to peer upon Oberon? He is an Iron Fey of unparalleled wisdom. Is a thing that he possesses. He knows the oh, you did it. And he looks through the scrying bowl, and you are going to see you see a cage, chain link, made of black metal, iron to be sure. And you see many people gathered around, Iron Fey of different qualities, men, women, children, soldiers, all types gathered here and there. You also see in the background slaves, gnomes, fairies, sort of hauling bags off, wandering behind certain more prominent, more better dressed, like hands in waiting as such, but definitely have a dour look upon them as if like they are meant to be told what to do and not be spoken to and such. There's very clearly an atmosphere of we are better than you are on labor. And within this cage of iron, there is sparks of electricity flowing through it. And inside, you see standing back to back, torn and tattered, bearing no particular weapon, Oberon, Hisram. They are unmanned of all of their great relics. Oberon bears no crown of antlers, nor no sword at his hip. Hisram's fiddle has been taken away, and they are surrounded by sort of monstrous fey entities of different kinds, and the crowd goes wild. As Oberon is armed with little more than a jagged sword, but his technique is peerless. And he has a look of reservation on his face, but nonetheless, he slashes forth. Oberon, the Green Lord, he who is meant to protect all of nature, forced, in order to live and survive, to slay his own milk. And so he does. And so does Histrom, through the magics that he possesses, as a great bardic entity. They fight together back to back, but clearly tired, perhaps having been in this arena for days, if not weeks at a time. They are Archfey after all, and they are waning in strength. And they fight for the amusement of the crowds.
So it's like a
kill every man, woman, and child in that crowd.
There is definitely like a here around the table. All the other Archfey are on board. This is the Summer Prince
survives. No one.
There is a green. Everyone around sort of. There's no reservation. Ichi-Thurn, the Lord of Unicorn Celestial, he remains quiet. He does not object. He does not agree, but he does not object. Being perhaps the most morally sort of staunch one of them all, but everyone else, you see violence in their eyes, anger, ferociousness. Titania herself, the temperature around the Tamlin's, we'll say he's off the side doing something. The very temperature in the air seems to grow in fury as this large group of Archfey all feel fury at the same time. It's like a great heat wave arrives in this moment, one that would suffocate a lesser man.
Could we say that Tamlin gives us a nice little commander's speech that he did before?
I would love to say yes, but unfortunately he is not here. When he is here, he can most certainly reap you those benefits, but as he is not, I'm afraid to say.
Worth a try.
Vivian will quickly remind everyone, looking at Brock through gritted teeth, that Dirtos is to be taken alive. Period.
They all.
But everyone else.
The general consensus with the Archfey is there is a general nod. Commander Dirtos is to be taken alive. All else slain. There's a general consensus of nodding. As many understand that he is the man in charge of these horrors and these terrors they have wreaked upon their people, and will very much relish perhaps tormenting him as they have done their king.
He did not like saying that.
It's a bittersweet, you know? It's like we would love to be the ones to kill him, but we could do better than that. I think the Archfey here certainly know that death is easy. You know?
There are worse
it's not
things
true.
than death.
There's much worse things than that. And they all relish the opportunity. So they begin to draw battle plans. And a most gorgeous, heroic, attractive elven prince steps forward. Prince Aligarthus was earned the respect of the Archfey of both summer and spring courts for his peerless skill, courage, and valor in battle. Steps forward and sort of bows respectfully to all of you before proceeding. I'd like to ask all of these good Archfey here, more powerful and certainly more wise than I, that if it would be within your bidding and your interest, I would like to continue my command of the Swan Maidens. They are excellent in battle, and I would be more than happy to lead an assault from the water, blind them from the flank, perhaps.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Of this.
And knock myself out, I shall. If not for...
Sorry, go on.
No, never mind. Please.
I was going to suggest that as if we're going to have an infiltration group, we try that side door round to where the bridge is, and we use that door as our entrance instead of trying anywhere else.
Worth a shot. I was just gonna try and climb the wall.
Were you guys,
going to teleport into the jail with weapons
If
and maybe some
we,
armor.
if we can teleport everybody in, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the easiest. Can someone teleport us all in?
That's the
Did we
thing.
get Nithroel?
Trail is unfortunately busy.
Nithroel is busy.
I'll tell you what.
Did you
though.
say that we took the wrong one there? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying we need to be flexible in time of battle. Sometimes we need one thing, sometimes we need another. Our objective has changed. We have to be fluid.
Do we have a big trebuchet?
I love a big trebuchet.
There are many Arc Fey amongst you who might have such powers. I'll tell you what. The Prince of Twilight, the only member of the Unsele Corps, the only Unsele in this Arc Fey army steps forward. Goes, I mean, I don't have any army to get in charge of, and I don't like to brag or nothing, but I'm a pretty sneaky fella. Maybe I could find you a way in.
I mean, I don't.
All right, I'll work on something.
In the meantime, we should find weapons and armor for Oberon and Hisram, at least something to get them to their original packet, so that something to fight until we get to their weapons. Obviously, we'll need to actually get to their weapons.
I've got a couple of weapons.
You have extra weapons on.
In my inventory, so.
Titania will say, I have no doubt my Oberon will be drawn to return to the antler crown of his sword. Perhaps he might be able to seek them out himself for free.
We get in, we can get out. They won't be expecting us inside their jail.
No.
This should be fun.
Oh boy, you guys have quite an assault ahead of you. All the Arc Fey look amongst themselves, even those with great commander experience, hear about the defenses of the walls, and all agree that it is going to be tough. If this infiltration does not pull off, there's a great chance that their forces will be decimated before any sort of actual reaching of the walls can conclude. They have fortified themselves, and they have fortified themselves well. It'll be for you all to get in. So, the Prince of Twilight is going to come up with a plan to get you all in. He is very good at that kind of thing. Is there anything you guys would like, any other last things you'd like to do before the actual infiltration? As far as plans go, you don't need to worry about that too much. You pretty much said, like, you're basically like, I want everyone outside the walls, everyone distracting, full frontal assault, and we will open the door for them. So when the time comes, to draw their attention out. So that's going to be the tactics.
Yeah, I mean, I might request that it be done in the middle of the night, and we could have. I mean, I'm really good at getting into places, so
I love this. Yeah, at night.
I can slip in there while their guard is down, or up. It doesn't really matter. I'll go in and get through the walls, find the mechanism to open up the doors, maybe shut down the arsenal on the roof, and then yeah, once it's open, then we just fucking ransack them.
Should we try to do this at like a shift change kind of time?
Well, I would, but I don't know when their shifts change, so.
Yeah, they don't really know either. Unfortunately, the scout wasn't terribly successful because their outer defenses are so impressive. It's hard to
Do
get.
we want to do a bit of scouting before that?
You guys can, absolutely, if you want.
I can also be invisible too, so
Well, I can as well. And so, do we want to go and try and do a bit of scouting to see what we can find out? Take some timings and stuff like that, or not?
we can do a little preliminary look around to see what we've got, and then when night comes, either one or two of us can go in, take out our key targets, and then let the horde flow freely.
I mean, if we can all go in, we might as well all go in, right? Like,
Can we though?
well, that's what the Prince of Twilight is going to try to figure out.
Uh, well, I'm only saying that because I can literally like phase through the wall and go to where I need to, and then stay invisible for a few rounds.
Yeah, but what happens after that? And you've got no backup.
I'll find a way.
In theory,
Well,
in theory, I can get. In theory, if we can scry and I can see Oberon, if I understand how to teleport properly, someone could teleport us into where he is. Is that accurate?
It sounds accurate, but
Wouldn't everybody see us then? Because aren't people watching them fight or something?
well, I think we'll say the Oak Lord will say there will be little interest in entertainment if the city is under siege from such a grand army as ours. They might be moved, perhaps, but I wouldn't imagine terribly far.
They'll probably be put in a cell somewhere. We'll blow our way out of the cell.
Or if the assault comes quickly, you might find your way in during the chaos.
Correct.
I am merely thinking about the loss of life in the event we rush this assault without taking out some of our enemy's defensive fortifications.
Titania will say, and that is why you are going. This is what we will be relying on you for. Make their outer defenses weaker, and then we can do the rest. Sabotage. Sabotage to the best of your abilities.
Indeed. I do believe it won't be too difficult.
Look at their lives. Look at this map. Look at these people's lives they're going to have to contend with this Halloween. Look at this. Literally surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 separate armies attacking all at once. They'll be distracted.
Okay, so I'll say we go as a group. We go for the side door. Obviously, Jace, you can get through while they try and start an attack. We can get in that way. You open the door. And we go.
Well, let's see what the Prince of Twilight has cooked up for us first.
The Prince of Twilight says, I have a couple of tricks in my book. I'm really into enchantments and illusions. I thought I would alter the terrain. I have the power to do that, do a little misleading, but maybe not. I had thought it might just be best if I asked around and found you guys a teleport. Gotta look around, see who's got what.
That teleport would probably be the easiest way to get right into Oberon and Hisron.
Yeah, we Arc Fey can't do that because we're too Fey for them. Won't get past anyway. The version's really good though. Let me see. So bear with me. Oh my god. Swan maidens are surprisingly deadly. Oh, what am I doing?
Green course, no joke.
Well, they can raise water elementals, each one of them. So basically their armies double the power that it looks like. When they go into battle, they just raise a second army of water elementals.
What are the chances that water elementals all together using bolt damn, what is that Pokemon's name? Shit.
Well,
Squirtle, yeah. What if they all Squirtle use water jet and focus fire on the stone wall? Would it erode away?
After maybe like a day or two, perhaps.
That's pretty fast, all things
Yeah,
considered.
honestly,
Maybe for an army of water elementals hitting a single point, I would say sure. Maybe we'll give it a day or two. Which is still very impressive. Okay, so this Prince of Twilight's gonna fuck up, and he is going to go acquire for you some means of teleporting within. But in the meantime, you guys want to scout, from what I heard. So let's do that for a hot minute while Prince of Twilight's figuring you out in inputs.
Okay. Those water elementals, I'm very intrigued now. Is it possible that they could soak those lightning turrets on top of the walls, so as soon as they shoot, the conductivity just electrifies the fuck out of the turret?
So, how
Short
much do you think
circuit.
Jace knows about lightning technology and product?
Probably not anything.
Okay.
I don't know though. He's a strangely traveled lad.
Roll me a fun intelligence check and see how much you know about circuitry and electricity and such.
Intelligence check.
Yeah, just a flat little baby intelligence check.
A 13.
13. You know about water conducting light. That's about it. You don't know about how that relates to technology and such. Like, you don't know that, like, you shouldn't leave electronics out in the rain because you've never really confronted technology like this before in your life. But you do know, which, to be clear, not everybody knows. Not like today's day and age, but back then, people didn't really know about how lightning can be conducted through water. So you do know about that. Which is still an impressive amount of knowledge for like a medieval.
Hell yeah.
Basis
That's like
of knowledge.
That's like unheard of shit.
Yeah, that's like alchemists, like expert alchemists. I'll be
Yeah,
right
they
back.
probably
Just
call
keep
you a
going.
fucking crackhead back in the day.
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking? Holy shit, that's incredible. Give me 2 minutes. Just gotta keep it going. Right back.
I think it would be within the realm of knowledge for Jace to be like, well, those things shoot lightning. If you put water around them, maybe it'll mess them up.
I'm pretty sure I would have used lightning around water at some point in my.
Ron, you roll me an intelligence check too. Your DC's probably gonna be a little lower for that reason, being literally Mr. Lightning. Let's see if your sword's ever touched a body of water.
It's touched a body.
Or 2.
9.
9? No, I'd give it to you. It wasn't a high DC. You literally carry around a sword made of lightning. As long as it, like, the chances of your sword touching a body of water, like even a cup of water, at some point and going, and you'll be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
No, not hard.
Inside of a human body is very conductive. It's like salt water.
Yeah. Well, that's why when he stabs them, they go, whoa, and die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's
you
not as
definitely know
effective
about
when you just put the blade on their skin, you know? There's
you
resistance.
gotta stick them.
You gotta stick them.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it would be within Jace's knowledge to be like, well, they shoot lightning. it wouldn't be crazy to think that if we put water on it, it could mess them up.
Well, why don't we do a scout? Like you guys were saying. So, how do you guys intend to go about your little scout? Do you want to do, you just want to like stealth up to the walls, or what do you want? You said you wanted the scouts. If you don't want them anymore, that's fine. Just give the opportunity.
I mean, how stealthy do we want to be?
Well, I mean, scouting wise, I was thinking about sending my hawk over the wall just to try and see if he could find like an area of where they're powering or where they're getting the machines from to power the guns on the outside or stuff like that.
Well, all right. Do you guys have a hawk to send over?
I do.
Okay.
I
Call it to
can
your
also
side.
be a hawk.
You can also be a hawk. Call a hawk to your side, Harlick. And you say, away, away, fine bird. Tell me the truth of things. And you send it off. Make me a stealth check for your bird.
16.
16. Okay. Your bird flies for some time. Disappears beyond your radius of vision as you're a couple days away from the actual walls. Flies. At a certain point, there's like, you feel it essentially get poofed out of existence. You get the sense it got shot. Yeah. Trixie, did you go with the bird?
You say we were days away from flying?
Yeah, you guys are.
Then no,
you guys
I would
are,
not have.
Yeah, you guys are stationed over at the Willow Watch, is what I would assume you'd be. Until you're like, let's do this. Okay. So, is there any other scouting stuff, or we want to proceed to the battle?
I mean, just go for it. If we're that far away, then
Yeah. Okay. The Prince of Twilight finds an idea for you. And he drags over Nazim. And he says, okay, I figured it out for you. See, we're Fey, and we can't get in there terribly easy. But he's not a Fey. He's a genie. And that's different. So, genie aren't Fey, right? Hang on. Oh, they're elementals. They're elementals. I had a complete brain fart. I apologize. That was embarrassing. He says, but he's not, and he grants wishes, so he can get you in. Aren't I great?
well done.
He goes, what will you give me for my wish that I wish to bestow upon you? What do I get?
Well, make sure you and your wife are left alone.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
I like how he maintains that kind of, yeah, what are you gonna give me? But the whole time, as soon as he hears that, he's like,
Persuasion.
Nobody knew. What'd you get, Harlan?
Persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion. For sure.
25.
25. Yeah, he goes, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. You've got yourself a deal. All right, you just tell me when you want in, and I'll whisk you away.
Okay. So we know where
Yeah. Sorry?
we know where they are. Do we want to kick off a little bit of a ruckus somewhere and then bamf in?
Oh, certainly. I think the entire Feywild is hooked up a distraction. As you see them like forming battle lines, standing there with their blue face paint and shit, getting ready to charge. And he goes, but do not worry. As long as you wish it correctly, I will send you right where you want to go. So, as all of your warriors have formed their battle lines, and they are getting ready to charge, now is the time to make your wish. So please, say your wish. And the Prince of Twilight goes, and word it well. You're going for it, proclaim that you're going for it before you do it.
Who wants to do it though?
Can't hear you, Vic.
No, who wants to?
You should write it down first. I'm telling you, we should write it. If it's a
Yeah.
wish,
Oh, that's
write
no
it down
fun.
first.
Don't be a party pooper.
Am I still like emaciated, nearly dead?
Oh, it's been like. No, actually, you got your stuff back this morning. You're feeling better this morning.
Right on. Yeah. So no, trust me. Really.
He goes, no, don't listen to her. She's no fun.
I
That-
just threw mine in the chat, so I have it.
That looks pretty
You put it in
good.
the chat.
It's as simple as
I mean, let me just. It says, I wish to be. You might want to say, the Knights of the Scorched Earth wish to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
but see
Damn
that
it, Trixie!
point.
Yeah, good shit, Trixie. All right.
So I
Remember,
work
you,
like
you have to
this.
speak it. Remember, you have to speak the incantation. So say it perfectly to what you want, and what we want, and what everybody wants.
The thing that if we have a wish, why can't we just wish them all away?
Oh, we're
Don't
playing
wish-
a dangerous
don't
game
wish
there.
too
That's too
hard.
ambiguous. That's too
Yeah.
ambiguous.
That's
Too
that's
ambiguous, too
really
ambitious.
dangerous. Yeah.
It's just a thought.
Right. This wish is very close to a teleport spell, which is sort of the way magic works. But the more ambitious you get with it, the more it tries to
Fuck with you.
bargain. Yeah. No, trust me, that's not the wish we want. We would like to teleport to Oberon's side. Now that is an intelligent, well worded wish. Take it from somebody who has perhaps not always worded wishes well.
We want to
Okay.
take the path of least resistance.
Yes.
Low-key.
So
All the armies are like, all the soldiers in the army, some of them are leaning on their swords. Like basically, the army is like they're getting ready to charge, and they're waiting for you to get your wish. And
Well, shouldn't
Like
we
someone has,
want
like,
them to charge? Shouldn't they actually be engaged before we do our thing? We want all of their eyes on the walls when we go to intercept.
Yes, have the elementals acting like they're gonna burrow through the wall with water on the other side.
Titania says, so if we
I
go
choose
now,
you.
just to be clear, if we attack right now, you're not going to stand here for 10 minutes while we're getting shot down and talk about what kind of wish you want.
No, we're ready.
You're ready? You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Wish is
Here we go.
constructed. Oh,
Charging
yeah.
into certain death. This will be the Feywild D-Day, essentially. Here we go.
Who is saying the wish line, guys?
Orlick,
We-
Orlick saying it.
Orlick, make your wish.
You got this.
Don't fuck
I
it up.
wish for the Knights of the Scorched Earth to be by Oberon's side.
You're lucky I like you. I might have brought over on you.
Oh!
Honestly, not the worst.
Not the worst. But no, so I'll tell you what, because I like to explain the semantics, or at least how I think of the semantics. So I think the easiest way for that spell to have worked would have been to have indeed brought Oberon to you, if it wasn't for the fact that he was imprisoned in Iron Fey City. It is hard to pull magic out of such a magically desolate place. So it's actually easier to bring it in. So it all works out spick and span. You guys, he says, and so it shall be. All right, charge! And then you guys vanish in a blurb of flame, and I need to stop the share for a second. You guys are going to end up somewhere very interesting.
It fucked us. It sent us at his side in the past. That's what happened.
Oh man, Brandon,
It cut him in half, and it's only one half of Oberon's side.
Yeah.
Right, the one that they threw in the trash.
Listen, for all of her whatever, Titania really likes Oberon. We should try not to lose my brother.
Well,
She'll be dramatic.
there are casualties in war.
We don't want Titania. Hey, Chase, remember the last time Titania got dramatic?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, that was because someone was well, romantically engaged with both of them.
I'm related to her by marriage. I'm fine.
You know, up until now, I haven't seen the similarities. And now I do.
Guys, this is a really odd conversation to have the second we're transported into the behind enemy lines.
Oh, we're
And
waiting to be transported. Like we've made the wish. There's just like a moment where the magic is like revving up.
Yes,
I feel like this conversation is happening as we've made the wish and we're just waiting for the arcane energies to do their thing for us to be where we'll be eventually.
Yeah, you guys are like sitting in like the ether, like floating around, the like teleportation ether. Well, the next
It's a
page is
loading
loading.
screen.
But yeah, literally buffering. Okay. Sorry, I'm just picking something real quick. Okay. Yeah, you guys are going to portal in, as it were. Let's get that size going. Sorry, I'm just trying to make this this choice. These have been a little difficult. I've got to like be in the moment with you guys. It's going to be attacking, yes. These are considered. Damn, these are considered. Okay, I gotta move on. Ooh, perfect. All right. What's a minute? What's a minute? Almost there. Okay. Here we go. Screen share start. A skadoosh. All right, you guys are. You suddenly teleport into this strange caged area. You hear the sound of screaming, of menace, and you look to your left and your right, and you would see Hisram, the Prince of Pipes, and Oberon, the Green Lord, standing in the middle of a cage, surrounded by not just werewolves, but like monstrous varieties of the werewolf form. Like, Brock, you're a werebear, and you're a pretty intensely powerful werebear. These are werewolves like never you've seen. These are some super enhanced, angry, legendary fucking werewolves. And Hisram goes, what are you all doing here?
Well, if you're quite done messing around, we are trying to take the Feywild back. Are you good?
Well, Roses, well, it took you long enough, sister.
Fine. Parlak, give him a sword.
And let us roll some initiative.
Are they like bound?
The werewolves?
No. Oberon and Hishram.
No, they're not that.
Okay.
Am I in my mech?
Do you want to be in your mech?
Yeah.
Sure, you're in your mech. Ridiculous.
I like tap my chest, and then the mech like grows around me.
Comes
Like
out of you?
No.
The mech comes out of me.
So
I am the mech.
I've got a long sword or
Autobots.
a hammer.
Hammer?
There a door on this cage?
Stop asking questions, roll initiative. Okay.
I did roll. You just haven't asked
Oh,
for
good job.
numbers yet.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to put him in a mech and there's just so much going on.
What a guy.
I just wanted to know if there was a door.
Yes, there's a door. Where Alexa wants.
Do I use
Oh,
my
hey, is
initiative?
someone rolling for Tamlin? Do I need to run Tamlin?
No, Talon's busy tonight. He'll come when he's ready.
Tamlin
Oh,
got stuck in transport.
Talon's
I guess I'll
not.
just roll my initiative, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. The stat
I didn't
sheet
roll
for-
horrible initiative, guys. It's still not great, but it's pretty great for me.
That was fucking terrible.
All right. Put some pipes. Oh, he rolls a nat 20. He was ready today.
Do we not get a surprise round because we just bounced in?
Unfortunately, not because there was already a combat in progress. You're simply reinforcements. It's surprising
why he said that.
reinforcements.
That's why he made us send him first. You see that? See how this works? Fucking set us up.
Oh boy. Oh crap. Okay, initiative. Let's do this. Anyone roll above 20? Prince of Pipes did. Anyone roll a 25 to 20? Or sorry, a 25, a 20 to 15. I apologize. Oh, weird.
I got a 19.
All right, a
16.
19, 15, 16. Vivian?
17.
She said 17? Okay. Consider that before 15. Okay, what about what you got?
14.
14. Jace, what you got?
Got a 7.
That's shit.
Well
Why didn't you roll
done.
better?
That's what I said.
You should have rolled better.
Skill issue,
instead.
skill issue, skill issue.
Vivian
Still
should
issue,
be
still
ahead of
issue.
me.
Oh, Vivian is ahead of me.
Oh, okay. It didn't look like it was before. Weird.
All right, Prince of Pipes, the man of the hour. He has no pipes in the Feywild, so he can't do any of that cool shit. So he'll just do he'll go "Meh," and he's going to charge and try and ram them with his horns because that's all he can do because he's not armed. He can cast Druidcraft. Honestly, I was
Passed
that?
him a light hammer.
Oh, you pass him a light hammer.
Yeah.
He goes, oh,
And
thanks.
everyone's got the
shit.
long sword.
And he's gonna go running with his hammer.
Don't have the winds, but how about some percussion?
Wait a second. And I don't know if any of you have seen like the caveman SpongeBob episode where like it's like Squidward, the fire, the thing, and he's like, and it like goes through all of those for like 10 minutes. That's exactly what happens with the Histrum. And at the end of it, he goes, "Hoo-ah!" and he like throws it out. And he hits! Surprisingly. It was a light hammer? Is that what you gave him?
Yeah.
Well, it's a throwing weapon, so perfect. Well, that's a d6. And he rolls max damage!
Hey!
What a guy! He's alright. He rolls 7 damage. And it hits one of these werewolves in the face and does nothing because they're werewolves. And then he goes, maybe friends, let's why can't we be friends? He starts singing, and it doesn't get it. And that'll bring us to Brock. He's not really helpful without his pipes.
Okay, I think we need some backup and also some more pipes. So I'm going to blow into the Horn of Valhalla.
Hey! Oh, shit, it's about to go. Yeah.
Okay, so let me remember 2d4 plus 4. No, wait, 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna bring you some sexy barbarians.
Yo,
What?
Okay, we have 6 berserkers.
6 berserkers. Got it. Where do you want to put them?
I guess
Here.
we got 6 super werewolves, so
1 for each.
yep.
Fair enough.
Is that a thong?
Yeah.
That's
Fuck
Jace
is going on?
distracted.
Yeah. there they
Shit
are.
starts
See, look,
overheating.
they look like capable barbarians, right? They're not definitely just like weird, like 60s, like Hollywood stars. I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway.
I mean, they came from Valhalla, so they died in combat. And
Like, we're from
they must know
Valhalla,
something.
we died in combat. Woo! And they're like ready to fight. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
And I'm going to use my bonus action to rage.
You go into a rage. Go ahead and roll me the wild magics.
Yeah, I need.
I'm curious
I think it's
what
funny.
battlefield they fought on. Like Spring Break Cancun, 1884.
They're like, how did you know?
Alright, nothing on the d20. I got a 6 and a 2.
We fought for the right to party.
Alright, man.
Everyone rolls their eyes. Every single person rolls their eyes.
Let's go with the 6 right now. Until your rage ends, you're surrounded by multicolored protective lights. Get +1 bonus to AC, and any allies within 10 feet also get a bonus.
Bang. You love it. You go into a roar. And like coming almost out from under your furs, like the disco ball lights that begin to like shine around you. And everyone just is like feeling safer.
And then, and then I'll hold my ground there.
All right. Before they take their turn, the werewolves are going to take legendary actions. They are going to bite their prey, which is these girls, these ladies. It won't happen though. I'm sorry, it's too ridiculous. It's too much. Just too much. It went too far. Okay, let's do this. What's their AC and stuff?
For the berserkers,
I can look it up. But it's easy.
let me see here. Horn of Valhalla, berserker. Oh, it's not gonna pop up. Okay. In that case, I need to go to. Sources.
I got it.
You got it.
Yeah. All right. This chick gets bit in the butt, and she's like, "Ouch!" and is going to, and she is going to take 19 piercing damage. Oh,
I saw that
Oops.
coming.
and 15 necrotic damage. And she starts to get like a little hairy. She starts to like a little bit of fur begins to sprout down her back, her forearms. Her teeth begin to look a little pointed. She goes, "I don't feel so good." The next one's turn to get bit. Hopefully not get bit. That's going to be a hit for 25. She's going to take. That's going to be 19 and 9 damage. She rolls a con save. And similarly is going to get a little hairy. And be like, "Oh, gross. I need to shave." And this one is... Sorry, I'm trying to move as fast as I can here. Modified 20 will hit for 12 and 15 for a 27 damage. Total. Look at me. And she is going to get a little hairy as well.
They couldn't have had 2 more HP. We were this close to greatness.
I think they're already pretty great.
They have great axes.
Yeah, but it's not 69 HP.
This one gets hit for 32 damage and doesn't get harried. It's all backwards. Everything's backwards. Almost there, folks. Bear with me. He's going to lose 33 points. She
Now
gets hit
Trixie
for the
has to
24.
conjure woodland beings and spawn like 12 more enemies on the field.
Don't tempt me.
I can still conjure some animals too.
I'll conjure some
Let's-
human beings. Yeah, let's do that. Let's
All
make
right.
Ryan's day shit.
There it is. They attacked them. They bit into them with their legendary actions, and they're going to keep coming. He is the only one
Wait, do
that-
they get? Do the berserkers get their turn to respond?
They do at the end of your turn. Yeah, why not? Let's do it now. My apologies.
They're gonna do their
Go
thing.
for it.
They're all gonna attack recklessly.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Rockin' the Berserker Babes.
I'll just roll 6 times and see. See, it's +5 to hit.
It's got to be a 60
All right, so
fan.
15.
Okay. 15 doesn't hit.
18.
Oh, weird. 18 hits.
22.
22 hits.
23.
23 does hit.
All right, 2 more. 21
21 hits.
and 19.
19. Yeah, that hits as well. So I think only one of those missed.
Nice. Okay, now D12 plus 3. That'll be 14 for the first. Or 14 damage for the first one. 7 for the second.
All right.
12 for the third.
All right.
10 for the fourth. And
Alright.
5 for the fifth.
Back to the fifth. Well done. Okay, fantastic. That'll bring us to the werewolves. They all howl up into the air. They're also going to regain some hit points as they heal from their wounds. A tad. And they are going to unleash hell on their enemies. So let's see. 2 attacks, 2 long sword. Let's claw. Hey, this is gonna take a minute. This would be so much easier if I open up a roll one. Just roll through there. So be a moment. Make my life a little easier on myself. All right, we're gonna roll 6 rounds of bite. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and a 6 because there's 6 of them. Let's get those. Oh, why is there churches? That's weird. Hang on. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see how we do it. Misses this one. This one is gonna get hit for 23 damage. Oh, they should have all been in. Let's do this. 3. That one would have still missed. That one's not a crit. It's crit fishing at this point. That's not a crit. That'll be 31 points of damage. She's barely hanging on. And this one is going to miss, but we're going to roll damage because of Blood Frenzy. That is going to be with a 9, so 9 18, let's say 17, which will hit her. She's going to take 26 damage. Unfortunate. This one needs to make a little con save. This one, she fails. She's getting a little furry too over here. Like, I don't feel so good. This one over here is going to take the 21. No crit on it. Take 30 damage over here. And the last one is going to hit anyway, and she'll take 25 damage. Okay, for the multi-attack, they are going to do a series of claw attacks too. They are just tearing and biting into these berserker warriors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's going to hit. She is dead. This one's going to hit, and she is dead. And that one's going to hit, and she is alive. In fact, 6. 9 damage. This one over here is dead. This one over here is barely hanging on, 1 hit point. And lastly, thank you for your patience. This one is, wow, doing pretty good over here, actually. And that will be that, except these werewolves are going to approach the ones that are doing okay. And that is going to be their turn. Vivian, the Dreamweaver. Is your turn. What do you do?
So the 2 of them that have stepped, there are 3 of them that have stepped up to us, yes?
Yeah.
All right. So are 2 of those reasonably unhurt?
Yes.
Cool. The 2
They're
of those,
generally unscathed.
excellent. The 2 that are unhurt, or most unhurt, of the 3 that joined us, I'm going to banish them. I'm going to send them into a world of nightmares for a few rounds while we
Okay.
handle business.
How many are hidden?
2, so I'm going to cast it at 5th level.
Got
Banish.
it. Charisma saves.
19.
Okay. They go, and they are cast away into. Suddenly, they're on the mortal plane. There's a bunch of villagers who are like, ah! They go running, screaming, and they go, ah! But they don't actually do anything because they're incapacitated. Anyway, what would you like to do next?
As a bonus action, I'm going to use a sorcery point and fly up out of range of these things.
All right.
And I think that is all of the action economy I have this round right now.
Okay.
I'm
You
just-
are within 5 feet of one of them, so I assume you don't want to leave to hurt.
I am within 5 feet of him. Yeah, I will go ahead and levitate, but I'll stay within his distance, yeah.
Okay. Understood. All right. Stay within this space. Fantastic. That'll bring us to KotSE. What would you like to do?
I'll just keep it super simple, and I will cast Moonbeam on that one that's 5 feet from Vivian.
Ooh, all right.
Because, they don't like Moonbeam. It won't matter until it's his turn, but
Werewolves
Fair enough.
famously hate the moon.
right?
Yeah, famously not fantasy.
But if they're considered shape changers, which I assume they are,
They are.
they roll at disadvantage, so
They do.
But that's
They like the moon from afar. They don't like
Yeah,
it up
that's-
close.
it for now, I think.
Okay. That'll bring us to Oberon, who says, "What are you all doing here? Speak plainly."
What are we all doing here?
To rescue
So
Yes,
is
what
that-
are you doing here?
fighting a war, hopefully winning it, but definitely getting you out if you're done collecting intelligence, brother.
Well, let us not waste time with these wolves then. And besides, I'd rather unleash them on the populace of this cursed place than slay them here and now. And he's gonna do a little bitty. Oh, what are we gonna do, Mr. Oberon? If we're going to get out. Did anyone give him a weapon of any kind?
Yeah, I give him a longsword.
Long sword, very nice. I'm happy with that. It's gonna go 5, 10. Excuse me, madam. She's like, oh, how charming! He's so attractive. 15, 20, 25. He'll take the reaction from the beastie, and with his blade, parry away without issue. So it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. We'll count it. It's about there anyway. Oh, he's 35 speed. Perfect. He gets right to the door. And he is going to... We got so many cool... Fuck, his sheet's so long. Long sheet. He's got
Sure,
something.
that's the only thing.
Oh, yeah. That's the only thing. There's a reason why Titania keeps coming back. Let's see here. How are we opening this door? I was waiting for the opportune moment. And it has presented itself. He is going to... Let's try this. I gotta look it up to see how it works perfectly. Got an idea. I don't understand. All right, here we go. Oh, that's not gonna work. My bad. Doesn't have any like power. Oh, he does. He's gonna walk over to it and he is going to cast a big bad thunder wave at the wall or the door.
Is that what it's called? Big Bad Thunder Wave?
It's a different version of the spell. Yeah.
That's what it's called when he casts it.
He's gonna huff and he's gonna puff and he's gonna blow that door down.
Well, that's probably what he actually does, being the Green Lord. He sort of walks up to it, and he puts a foot in front of the other, and he just kind of roars at it, and thunder blasts from his mouth, and it's going to hit that very same door, and it's going to fly off of its hinges, and he's going to turn, and he is going to say, "Beasts of the cage, be slaves no longer. Cast down your masters and oppressors, slaughter them with your teeth, and tear them with your claws!" And he's going to roll advantage, because he's the Green Lord, and these are beasts of the green. And all the werewolves go, "Arr!" And they go, and they're going to start moving in that direction, as they are definitely interested in sticking to the commands of their great and prominent guy. So I'll tell you what, if that might be the initiative, unless you guys want to keep fighting. No?
No, if they look like they're gonna follow what he asked, I'll just drop the moonbeam.
All right, you drop the moonbeam in that moment. The werewolves charge out the door. There is chaos outside. Absolute chaos. You guys were a little consumed by what was going on to actually do anything about it. But there is chaos that sort of like those alarms are going off, people are running for cover, and then suddenly there are 3 of the largest, most deadly werewolves anyone has ever encountered, charging out into the streets, mad with bloodlust at the behest of Oberon, sort of growls after them like the leader of the pack, and they start just mauling people. And true to your words outside, and Oberon probably feeling the same zeal, they fall on any man, woman, child. They rip, they tear, they bite, they scorn with flesh. Bullets fly and shoot into them, but they take them and then regenerate. Their skin seeps and they tear across the battle's yard and jump on top of people, bite their throats out. It is pure savagery, and Oberon watches with a complete, like, almost like ADHD, like bloodlust excitement as he watches them all torn and shredded.
There are other Fey prisoners.
What?
There are other Fey prisoners. We saw them.
Oh. They will have to come second. I require my blade and crown of antlers. I will not be seen by my people uncrowned. Dishonor would be unpleasant.
But let's go.
Come, Isram. Let us get your pipes. Isram's like, oh. He goes, all right, you then, father. He goes, good to see you, Auntie. Well, cool. I do, man. Hope we catch up, but it's fine.
Where do you think they're hiding your stuff?
Oberon says, if you wish to follow, you may do so. I know for a fact where you took my blade.
Vivian will stay with her brother.
Sure, yeah.
I think I'm gonna follow them too.
Just
You're
for fun,
following.
because I never do it. I'm gonna change the Evershifter into a scimitar, and I'll be walking around with fucking.
Oh, sick!
sword and shit.
Whoa! Everyone, even Oberon's like, whoa, where did you get that? That's so cool. It was like a key before, now it's a sword. How
Yeah.
cool.
Oberon.
Anyway,
It's a crazy looking staff you got there.
Vivian's only a little sad that he hasn't noticed her really cool sword.
oh, look at that, Vivian. You have a cool sword too. Can I have it?
God.
And you also have a cool sword, Warwick, as well. Everyone, yes, I am aware. Everyone but me has cool swords. I get it. I am the great swordsman of the Feywild, and I don't have a cool sword like all of you.
We're getting
Oberon,
your sword.
where is the gatehouse?
He turns to you, Jason. Does not look happy. He's like, and kind of growls at you.
It's me, Jace Silverlong.
We're going to open the gates, brother.
Oh,
What the
well then
fuck?
perhaps you should open the gates, and I will join you most promptly.
Where is the gatehouse?
Maybe he doesn't know.
I don't know. I've been
God,
here
fucking-
fighting for my life for fucking 2 weeks. What took you
Hey,
so
let's
long?
go
to free me?
Jace flies through the fucking cage with his neck. Like he doesn't.
Let's go find the gates. I can open
Right
them.
next to the door, just makes
Yeah.
a completely different open.
Yeah, completely different hole.
Just flies through the fucking door.
Alright.
But yeah, Histram and Oberon, utilizing the power of Phase Step, sort of begin to vanish into the city to retrieve their blades and crowns and pipes, and hopefully join the fight once they're a little better armed. But in the meantime, you all have work to do. All of your you know what? They're so low on health. I think it's a fun flavor. The 3 berserkers remaining go, I don't feel so good. And they like turn into werewolves.
Oh,
And they
awesome.
go, and they go outside and they join the fight and just kind of go rabid and start like tearing and whatever too. Unless you'd like to command them to do something specific, Rob. You want them to follow you?
No, they can keep doing their thing.
Got it. Well,
That's what
I'm
their
gonna
boyfriends
tell
told them in Cabo San Lucas. Mhm. You see how that turned out.
It didn't turn out very good. It's true. Okay, let's turn to werewolves. Fantastic. So you guys are going to the gatehouse. That's where you're going?
That's where Jace is going. I don't know
Yeah.
where anybody else is going.
I'll go try to open the gate.
Would we know of a power source that sorry, the guns that are mounted on the wall, are they automatic or are they manned by people?
I will show you momentarily because in going to the gatehouse, you are going to definitely see the guns. They are not hard to miss. So I would like someone to roll me a Let's roll a perception check. I think that's the most fitting thing to do this one.
I got it. 27.
27. Incredible.
Apparently, this thing also has a scan mode.
It does have a scan mode.
Oh wait, no. Okay, legendary.
Yeah, you're not
actions.
able
I
to
don't
do the
have those.
legendary actions. Yeah, you're a little too meek for that, unfortunately.
Right.
And when I say that, I mean you don't have like the guy told you he's like you need like an implant or something into your brain.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have that. So okay, to the gatehouse. Sorry, I just want to collect all of you. There we go. Okay, to the gatehouse we go. I'm gonna roll for random encounter. Surprisingly, no random encounter. This is a pretty hefty war zone, but you guys continue on your way. I'm actually just gonna zoom out because you guys go running through. And this is very like the Imperium city, except it's slightly more militarized. You go running through the streets, making your way towards the sounds of blasting and lightning and roaring and battle get louder and louder. And you go running through the streets until you get to here, where you will see this. Oh, come on now. You see these giant, massive cannons firing off giant shots of lightning that are almost like webs as they come out of the end of the barrel. Just firing them like once around, like firing them off pretty impressively fast. And you see, I gotta make more of these guys. Apologies. A number of soldiers manned at the gate, at the front gate. And you guys run up, and they turn around and they go, "You there! Halt! Who are you?"
How close are we to this gate?
You would be at this threshold right in the middle. I gotta move your minis, but you'd be at the threshold in the middle.
Within like 100 something feet?
Oh, certainly. I
Can
would be
I-
surprised if you would.
Can I try something?
Sure. What would you like to try?
I'm hoping it works. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take out the chime of opening.
Try
Try to open the gate.
The chime of opening. Shut up.
that I've been
That's
holding
great.
on to for a very long time.
That's pretty good.
I didn't expect the chime of opening. Not the chime of opening.
It's giving Jester vibes.
It is giving Jester vibe. It gives Jester. Anywhere within 120 feet. Let's check if you're within 120 feet. Oh, you're one lucky lady. That's exactly 120 feet. They're like, "What are you doing?" And you go, "Woo." They're like, "What?" They're like, "What the fuck is that?" And then they're like, "Oh, the doors are opening! The doors are opening!" And they all start like, "Ah!" And they start freaking out. Absolutely fucking losing it. Can't really open the doors because they're so big.
Yeah.
But these two giant doors definitely open, and you see like giant tanks sitting outside, just like firing away out into the open field. You see the forest is on fire. You see the centaurs and the wild hunt running around outside. It's as large a battlefield as any of you have ever seen or heard of. It's mayhem outside those gates. Problem is, as much as the gates are open, those troops still can't get close to the wall. They look like they're beginning to turn to do like a big sort of like running charge at the door, but there's no denying the amount of artillery and the amount of weapons that are pointed straight down at that door. So it's a start, but as they are lured to that door, there is going to be a great deal of firepower they have to get through. Yes, Warwick.
So those tanks, can we see them from where we are?
Sure. Yeah, I'll say yes.
So are they 150 feet? Imagine if the door's 120, they should be within 150, yeah?
Yeah, let's find out. Let's do that. They are not within 100. It's a big fucking door. It's actually going to be very hard in this whole thing because it's such a big door. But Trixie's here, so never mind. So it is a little further than 150. But regardless, you blew a little whistle, and doors came slamming open, and these guys are going to go. You're going to see this one guy turn around in this massive suit of power armor. And
Yeah.
What the fuck, Brian?
he's going to go, all right, you soldiers, we got Fey inside our walls. Let's pull them away. And that's going to be initiative.
Is that a set of
Actually-
T60 you got there?
That's a T60, baby.
T60 with the Gatling laser.
That's the T60 with the Gatling laser army paint edition.
Yeah, that increases
Absolutely.
your carrying capacity by like 30.
Something like that. Yep. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. Hold off on the initiative here. I'm gonna do a little last bit of narration because it is getting late. But I am going to give you guys a wider scope of the city. You guys see, maybe you guys have traveled up, but it is a large city, and they have many a weapon planted on these walls, many a tank, and a great deal of artillery. You may have wiped the mind of Captain Deritos or Commander Deritos, but before he was diminished into whatever you turned him into, he clearly came prepared, and he had the correct artillery set up. This is going to be a hard fight, and it's going to require all of you to travel well, to fight hard, and to make some decent sabotages. There was a talk about a power source. I would like someone to make me, let's call it a survival or investigation check.
I'm not proficient in either of those.
No, neither
I
am
could
I.
do survival.
I can also do survival, but I think Trixie would be better.
All right, Trixie, hit us up.
It's all up to you. All of it.
At
Our success or
29.
failure.
28, yeah. 29. You do notice that, and like, you recall being in the Curious City, seeing some of their installations, seeing how some things worked, and you don't get the mechanics of it. But you do know, like, essentially what your druid brain is starting to comprehend is that if it's shiny around here, it's probably plugged into something also shiny. And that shiny thing makes it go and make bright lights. You go around a corner where you see a facility where there's a lot of light shining. And there's a lot of things that you could possibly do around here. You can fight along the wall, you can try and take out these installations one by one. But Trixie, on the way, you think you know where the power plant is. You think you know how to get there, and that might be able to shut down some of those larger cannons that are belaying your troops. There are those like small man guns and then assault rifles and whatever, and those are pretty dangerous. But it's those big guns on the walls that are stopping your troops. You have no doubt. Especially now that the door's open, you see them turn down and blast, and they're essentially chain lightnings. Once around, they just fire off chain lightnings at the armies, which makes it hard to get close. Not including the actual artillery being fired. So, there's some choices to make. Your army is relying on you to sabotage. They cannot infiltrate. You see many, also, very important to note, some of those guns are pointed up in the sky. You see spiraling up ahead the unicorns, the pseudo-dragons, you see the fairy knights. They're all trying to get down there, but there's bullets and lightning being fired in every direction around this city. It is hard for your troops to make any kind of approach while those big lightning cannons are in use. Next session, we will see how the Knights of the Scorched Earth take them down. What the plan is, how you intend to do that. But it's time to reclaim the Summerlands and fight back and push them back into their lands.
I think Ryan just doesn't want me to use the mech at all.
Next session, buddy.
That's all it is.
Use the mech.
Next session.
He hasn't
Next
let me
session.
use it at all. He's
my
cut the
God.
sessions short every time.
Short, it's 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes. You want to start a whole thing?
I could kill so many people in 3 minutes.
I believe it. We'll do it next session, man. We're going to start next session with initiative for sure. So don't complain. How about that?